All right. Hello, everybody. Here we go. I am here with G.I. Dave Yojo Reviews. Mark is his actual name. Michael, a.k.a. Destro Designs.
What's up, y'all?
And we're here to do a thing I don't often do, which is to review the action figures actually in hand. You know, most GI Joe YouTube folks, that's what they do. I do not do that. I did it for like 3 times in the beginning, and then I stopped for obvious reasons. And now we're gonna do it again. But anyway, so anyway, let's say hi to the chat here. We got a lot of the usual folks. Asholian Cookster is here. Serpentor's Lair. Hello. Mike Gould, Dreadnought Ellis. Thanks for coming. Steven Johansson, Storm Shadow. All right. Michael.
Riptide O'Leary in the house.
Yeah. Okay. Operative D. Good to see y'all. All right. So what's going on, everybody? How's everything going?
Well, I'm coming down off the birthday. This is the tail end of the birthday weekend celebration, you could say.
Yeah.
And it was great. Shout out to everybody that came on. I did a 5-hour banger on Saturday. We had just people kind of coming in and going, and I actually had, and then on Sunday I actually had planned on doing. Matt from Mo's Mind sent me a literal box of stuff, right? So I'm like, oh, I got pictures to take. And like he sent me the new Trench Viper bar. And I was excited. Sunday, I'm going to get up. I'm going to come down here. I'm going to get ready. I'm going to knock this. I'm going to make this amazing. And I slept in a little because I did a 5-hour freaking show. And then by the time I got up and I started moving around, my kids were like, we want to go to the pool. And I had told them I would take them to the pool with the slides by the end of the week. And it was Sunday. So I had to go. I had to take them to the pool. And while we were there, their friend, who they've been trying to get together with all summer, called and said, can you guys want to come swimming? So I spent all day Sunday watching my kids swim in a pool, which was fine. But I got the shoot done today. I was able to move stuff around a little bit and everything. But no, things are good. I scored. My purchasing this year has been sort of muted. Well, maybe past couple months.
Calm down a little bit.
Yeah, well, the remodel. I gotta get that finished. The big.
You're only getting nine Vipers at a time now.
Yeah, right.
You're at crack addict levels. You were on meth head level, and now you're like
right. Yes, I've lowered it a little bit.
Speedballing it for a while there.
No, but I got some stuff from Matt Mo's Mind, stuff from Chris is coming, and then I got all these figures. Brother Block was nice enough to send me to that, which
nice. That's
I picked up the Praetorian from Valaverse, and I feel like there's a bunch of other stuff I could show off, but yeah, no, it was great. Today was a good tail end of it, and I didn't think I was gonna want this, but I do now that I have it and I look at it.
You weren't gonna want it.
Well, it looked. I have one kind of critique of it. If you look at his arms,
yeah, it doesn't look that good.
It looks like his real arm would end, or his forearm.
It's a robot. It's a robot fist.
Yeah. Right.
Gotta be
a little bit different, but still awesome. Shout out to Brother Block. But no, it's been good. It was an excellent weekend. I cannot complain, especially getting to spend all that time with the kids and stuff. So very happy.
Very nice. So we got a couple questions in the chat here. How do we sign up to see your G.I. Joe movie competition? Yeah, so we are going to do a live watch along of the G.I. Joe movie. We can't play the movie, but what you can do is you can put it on like your phone and watch it, or you can put it on another tab and watch it if you watch from a computer, and if you have like 2 devices or something, or you can just kind of listen. Like I guess it's probably harder to do on a computer. I can do it real easy. I can just have one tab open, play, and have this open, mute it. And we're gonna watch along and talk about it. Obviously, if we play it along, they will shut us down. So we're gonna do that, and then it'll be up for members. So the answer is, as Holian says, become a channel member for $5 and whatever. It helps me. I'm gonna be doing some weird stuff on the members only videos.
Don't forget
the videos. Most of the things that you already are getting and expecting, they're going to remain free. So this is going to be like additional stuff that I'm doing that'll be slightly different.
Deep cuts.
So yeah, like mythology, stuff like that. The everything series where I'm going to be doing like these deep dives, which I've been kind of really getting into right now. Working on Snake Eyes, which is almost impossible. Brutal, man. It's brutal because there's a lot of iterations too. There's 10 times more information about Snake Eyes. The one good thing about doing Snake Eyes is you don't have to worry about the voice actors. That's the only good thing about doing Snake Eyes in this.
Not many quotes. Yeah.
Yeah.
Just
Whereas,
blank page.
It was like 12
Yeah.
different voice
When it
actors.
got him in the face.
Yeah. But yeah, so that's it. And we also have some an announcement here that I am going to be interviewing the entire G.I. Joe team.
That's awesome.
Yeah, on August 27th. And that will be, not a membership video. That'll be for everybody. So we'll be finally give me some access.
Wow, man. Right.
Yeah.
That's
So
awesome.
For you. That's awesome.
I just sell my soul and pretend that I love everything, and buy all the repaints. No, I'm just kidding. There's no.
You do that anyway.
Yeah, man. Yeah, I
Oh,
don't
you gotta
buy
do
the
that crap.
repaints, man.
Might be worth it. I mean,
I believe it or not, I am getting a little seduced into buying shit that I was like. There was stuff where I was like, I don't need that. When I was like, Stalker, for instance, like the original Stalker, the gray muted one, I was like,
Yeah.
that's pretty cool. I don't know if I need another one. Then I was like, I need that. I fucking need that. What am I talking about? And then he was up for like $16, and I was like buying airtight. I'm like, I gotta buy that. What am I crazy? What was I thinking? And then he ended up spending like 3 times as much. Oh, for instance, I just picked this up. I didn't buy this not because I didn't want to. I just missed it, and I just got it in a comic book store in New York, and backwards rockets and all, man.
Backwards rockets and all. Love it.
Yes.
Yeah, that's the best
Combat.
example of I wish it didn't come with a driver, because I would definitely like a couple of those. They're part of the iconic vehicles, with like the Bang, the Trouble Bubble, the Claw, Snake Armor, in the Sunbow cartoon, and they just that with that driver, it's very expensive on eBay.
you kind of want one for the twins too, because that's how they made their entrance.
That's true.
Definitely.
Well, she could be like a Valkyrie or something. You could put her in the the claw or something. I don't know, whatever.
I was thinking about getting a few for the Dreadnoks to go with the Fatal Fluffies, so that one.
Oh yeah.
On the space station, it would be. Yeah. And
Really
don't forget
great little detail here. I don't know if you probably all have seen this, but it says, wait, what did I do? Oh, I meant to do me. One of those one. Yeah, okay. It says right there, in order to launch, it says missile launch information. Before operating this vehicle's advanced weapon system, be sure to pledge loyalty to Cobra. That's pretty great.
That's awesome.
Maybe that's what they deal
That's
Cobra every time
awesome.
they attack. That's the way it initiates it. Kind of like the fingerprint thing on the James Bond guns. She's like, no, you didn't say Cobra. We're not going to let you shoot.
That's right. And hey, and don't forget, as you're pondering whether or not to become a member, we are giving these away when we do the live stream. So we'll be picking somebody out of whoever is in the chat. It'll be a random thing like I did with the Animus raffle and the Special Forces and a Rat Claw.
Nice. Awesome. Yeah, so that's what's coming up. We got I'm really excited. We're going to be interviewing BMAC, Mark, and the new designer, and should be fun.
Pretty awesome, man. Good job.
That's exciting.
But yeah, so let's talk about so a couple of things came up in the news before we get into our get into the main topic. Action Man the movie.
What?
Yeah,
I don't think it's going to happen.
No, it's not going to happen.
It's never going to happen. Even because I'm over in Europe all the time with traveling and stuff, and even then, like when I try to chat with dudes about toys from back in the day, he comes up as like, oh yeah, like not like you have Joe's, so you're like, hell yeah. No, it's like, oh yeah, I remember him.
That movie was DOA 4 or 5 milliseconds after you said it.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah, exactly. They're like, what? Yeah. No, I mean that's one of those things. It's funny when they come up with the things. Let's see when they came up with 2 competing, movies for Joe's. You're like, dude, you're gonna lucky to get one. Stop this stuff. Like it's just they're just trying to get the word out, so at least people are talking about it. They kind of judge it, and from the not complete lack of Action Man like vibe. I mean, oddly enough, you can still pick him up on Pulse and anywhere else you ever wanted to find him. Telling me not as popular as you think, and the money they would make if they would if he was super popular in China, yeah, they'd make a movie about him because there's $100 million you could put in, but I don't see it happening.
No, he's super popular maybe in Britain. I don't know.
Well, that's just it. It's like my British buddies were like, oh yeah.
Oh, Jeff Morris became a channel member. Thank you. Whoops. Never happening. But they just like to announce this shit, and then they announce a Thundercats movie. There's a Voltron movie happening, but Action Man is one of those where you're like, really, has their fan base more than 30 people? Is there like? I mean,
That's also one where
the
they
thing
can
is,
make
like you
any
could do
movie
it, but you'd
and
have
just
to
call
sorry,
it Action Man.
you have to target it for a movie to be a movie by itself that happens to be Action Man. It's like, hey, if you actually make a good movie that happens to be Action Man, maybe then people would be a fan of the movie and then build it back up. But I mean, if you want Action Man, it's more like, I don't know, like make a cartoon series for PBS and try to go that way. You know, throw in some British accents. I mean, it fits there.
He did have that weird CGI. The TV show came out in that era of where everything was CGI and looks like absolute dog shit.
Yeah,
like that. It was just like an abomination made with like a video toaster, just that real like Dire Straits music video level CGI. Although that was cool.
That was
the thing is, it's cool for like that, like 6 months to a year. Remember when everything became 3D movies, where everybody had the like gimmick where I'm going to touch it, so it's going to go towards you. Like, and now you see it. Now you're like, oh my god! It's like when you watch the
cool though, man.
Photorealistic like Polar Express, not Grinch, Polar Express. What was the other ones? Oh, the like just like freaky ones. Like, dude, what are you doing?
The Polar Express is one of those that's just like unsettling. You watch that shit, and they're just little kids,
right?
You just
want
to
like. Look, it's a good movie, but it's like, but the visuals. My kids. I mean, they're old now. They're like, no, still no, not watching it, Dad. Sorry.
Yeah, it's strange.
Those kids are creepy. Very creepy. Yeah, like Valor versus Venom, they made that. That was also that like abomination CGI shit. It was a great 90s
toys at that time, though. I mean, the CGI was weird as hell, but that was a cool line of figures.
Valor versus Venom, are you a fan? I was a fan, but the concept was so weird and goofy. Like you put them into like the venomization chamber and they become wolf people and shit.
Crazy.
G.I. Joe's got to evolve. It's got to be different things, man. And just like Sigma 6 and all these different ones that came before that. Dude, look at one of our favorite reviewers just showed a review of Cobra Commander, Hooded Cobra Commander. His Cobra Commander was the sound attack one with the microchip. That's what he said he had when he was a kid, not the original 80s one.
Right.
So we got a guy, the biggest reviewer that reviews classified figures, and he grew up with the sound attack one that I seen when I was an adult in the stories. You know what I mean?
Right.
That's interesting, huh?
True. Well, that's funny because you think about it. I'm like, oh, how that's
exactly.
That's like a difference.
And he said that's the one I grew up with as a kid. You know what I mean?
That was a good one. That was a great one. There was one line of those where the backpack was fixed to it and you had to take it off. And I can't remember. Was that one of the ones you had to take the backpack off? Does anybody remember it?
Valor vs. Venom?
No, there was like sound attack in the original line. It was like the sound attack G.I. Joe.
Yeah, that was the one where the backpack was attached, right, with the 4 buttons.
Yeah, but there was one that was like 2 different lines. One you actually could take the backpack off, and the other one you literally had to take it off with a screwdriver.
Yeah,
and you did because
that was the last like Joe figure I had was like the sound attack stalker, I think.
Yeah, that was good. That's a good stalker.
It's a badass stalker.
Yeah, that's a really good stalker.
Shout out to Jeff Morris, says he just became a member, Iron Grenadier level. Thank you, sir.
Nice. There's a great 90s 2D Action Man cartoon that has a small fan base. Yeah, that one looks better than the real CGI abomination. Oh, yeah. You're a Valor versus Venom and Sigma 6. I like Sigma 6 a lot, actually.
Yes.
I think
it's
the
not
figures
bad.
are fun.
Cartoon is fun. I definitely, it's like when you look at certain things like Mark, when you were talking about like the turn into a werewolf and all these little iterations as we went into the 90s, it's like, sure, you definitely, I agree that you have to make changes, but it's like, how did you get to make the decision of doing that? Meaning like if you launched into this totally different area, is it because sales were dwindling on the regular army style stuff? I would say no. I figured people would keep buying that. So you'd think you judge the direction you were going based on what was selling. And if like that tried and true, largely realistic, military type stuff, but with a guy like you have like a sci-fi, or something like that, where it's a little off, but yet still in the man holds weapon style thing, I don't know. It's like, where does that decision wind up? Where do you go that far? It's
well,
like,
I think what usually,
sorry, what?
Usually what happens is like, you're trying to figure, hey, what's the newest trendy thing? And they're like, that's why you'll see, like, that's why the dinosaurs pop up. That's why the Eagle Warriors pop up, because that was the trendy thing at the time. Oh, kids are watching, Captain Planet. Let's talk about that. You're trying to make it more relevant to whatever is important there, and you're just trying to find a new niche. And whenever they do that, it keeps the line going. I haven't seen a lot of toys that's reinvented the toy, but at least it helped to stay a little bit more relevant. But yeah, it's a marketing thing. Like, look, this is something that's cool and trendy. Let's do it. It's like when you watch like social media and companies will, like, all the people making fun of Jane Daniels. The
hilarious.
Now everyone's like, hey, we only scored 4 runs tonight in honor of Jane Daniels because we didn't want to take his 5. They're going to use that just to try to get a little bit farther. And so that's one of the reasons there. Because I'm going to guess, like, when all the the wolf kind of stuff you had. Remember we had like Dracula came out and Wolfman came out, with Jack Nicholson and stuff like. That was kind of those things. I'm sure if it had been by the Harry Potter time in the early 2000s, I'm sure there would have been some more like the weird Hydro Viper stuffs would have come out more for the like spooky kind of things, So
I think also at that point they had kind of. Well, I think that's the other thing is what makes G.I. Joe great is that it usually did not do that. Like like in its first decade, it kind of didn't go with the trends. No, it's like let's put an
metal. Do not change.
Right.
Yes.
Let's put an engine in the Awe Striker that you can pull out. You know what I mean? That wasn't a trend. That was just a cool idea. Or let's put panels on a ship and now you can open it up and like. And instead of doing, then later in the last few years, they started getting shit that like fires and there's Play-Doh on it. And that's when I kind of like lost a little bit of my attention span. With the Valor vs. Venom thing, I think G.I. Joe was or it was done in trying to find a way back.
Yeah, exactly.
I don't think it was very successful. I could be wrong.
They changed the entire figure design. It was still an O-ring figure, but it had this weird rubber and stuff like that. But there were some cool designs, cool figures and characters that came out of that.
I feel like the change that was happening in a lot of people's lives in the 90s too. All the kids that started, like even Mark, you're a couple of years older than I am, but still we got it in those same, in the mid 90s moving forward. It's like you just got it a little bit later and I caught it a little bit earlier, but at the same time we were all growing up a little bit. So it was already becoming harder to keep our attention a little bit. And so then you deviate just enough. Or maybe I'm juxtaposing because that's how I've always said I felt. It was like I was already looking at all these things growing up, and then I looked back at G.I. Joe, and there was Lowlight in his fishnet stocking thing on the card art.
Yeah,
and it was like, wow, wait, what am I looking back here for? They're giving me that. And,
I think they thought those gimmicks would work, but they didn't necessarily. I think Serpentis says have Kirk Bazigian on to talk about. Yeah, he wanted the playable features, and I guess it was the head of Hasbro didn't. And then he died, and they were just like, all right, we're putting these features in. I would have liked it if they never put the features on. That'd be the only problem if I had Kirk on. I'd be like, those features kind of suck, Kirk. They kind of sound like a little blasphemous, but I think they kind of sucked a little bit. And you still made good figures in that whole line. I just think some of the features were a little lame. Oh, yeah, so let's see. Operative D mentions the Valor vs. Venom is where Hawk turns into Serpentor. It's actually Venomous Maximus.
Yeah.
Which is actually a very cool figure. I
forgot about that.
I definitely want one in Classified. He's got one big mutant arm.
Yeah.
But it's stupid that he's Hawk. And it's really hard to be okay with
for
that.
sure.
Some of that comic stuff was awesome. Some of it was really bad.
Yeah.
It was a really weird time, but there was some cool art and designs and new characters came out of that stuff.
Yeah.
There's definitely a ton of figures that I very much disliked, but I can go back today and look at the sculpt and say, oh wait, that's not that bad. Like the Battle Force 2000 figures. I just remember the card art was like blue in the back, the explosion was like blue, and their weapons were awful. But when you go back now and you looked at the sculpt, you're like, these are all fine. These are all good figures. They're like cool. And again, also, and I know I beat this poor figure to death, but that 92 Lowlight, the version 2, the card art is drastically different and not in a good way. Like when you look at the card art, that's where it looks like he's got that half moon helmet on, that fishnet stockings. But then when you actually look at the figure's awesome. Not bad. It's got great colors. They're like slightly different. I remember what I like about those colors is I actually had a pair of Nike sneakers when Nike first launched the ACG line. They had this. Oh god, I'm never gonna remember the name of the sneaker, but it was like one of the first funky outside of basketball or like track shoes that they made. It was these ACG sneakers, and they had that like that dark teal and the browns and the blacks. And it was, I look at that figure now and it's actually cool. Weapons, the helmet's not bad, but the card art is terrible.
There are some good figures in the Valor vs. Venom line. There's some cool shit like the Constrictor guy with I can't think of his name. Venomous Maximus is cool. You know what's a cool line? The Spy Troops.
Yeah, that's
okay.
There's a lot of stuff in that too. It's good actually.
Yeah, they have like you had guys who they had outfits and they could change. They even created a couple characters that are pretty interesting. But all right, let's get into the wave. So we got here a bunch of guys. We all have them in hand for the most part, and we'll go around the room here and just, I guess each one of us can take one of these. Coil Crusher. Thank you. Yes, that's his name.
Right.
Let's see. So where do we begin here? Should we begin with? Let's begin with everybody's favorite. Dave, I think you were going to start us with this guy, right?
Overkill, man. I don't know. I don't know about everybody's favorite. I remember looking at this guy in the store as a kid and thought he was really cool. I wasn't buying Joe's at the time. I was an 82 kid that, so I was kind of aging out at this time. But when this guy was announced, I was pretty excited because a Bat Leader just sounds awesome.
Yeah.
But the execution of this particular figure, I just kind of feel he's really kind of boring. I mean, he's got the RoboCop face thing going on and stuff.
Right.
The Peter Weller, it's cool. It's neat. And then, obviously, everybody knows the chest opens up and he's got some little flip out guns. You know what I mean? And that's okay, but it really, instead of this a classified figure, this really feels like a Marvel Legends to me. It's just a weird figure. The gold in the legs and the arms and stuff, and like the face mask just doesn't stay on very well. And I don't find him very intimidating at all. I think like the lime green, he just doesn't scare me one bit. Like a leader of the Bat, he should be scary. So I don't know, man. I'm gonna hack on that one. I'm gonna probably call Overkill probably like a C-, honestly.
Okay.
Well, let me tell you about. I mean, you're being way too nice because honestly, I have this as one of the worst figures in the line. I mean,
yeah.
When you take it out of the box, I mean, literally physically, when you feel it, it doesn't feel like it's the same plastic.
No,
it feels like when you the Sergeant Rock. And you grab him, you can feel the difference.
That's old school there, man.
That's me. But so I'm a huge Bat guy. You put any Bat, they can repaint Bats.
That's not what I wanted to do. I wanted you to be in the.
I'm gonna repaint. Like they can put repaints of Bats forever. I'm gonna buy them because I love Bats. So I'm like, I have to get them. I will say, my 20-year-old son came in last night, and I opened this up. He goes, Dad, that's freaking cool. I'm like, yeah, that's kind of cool. There's a little gun in there. But dude, getting the hands off, the things together, and here's my thing. I can respect this because at my age, my ankles don't move either. But these ankles, I mean, literally, I don't know if you can say it does nothing.
It's just not good.
Getting him to stand, forget it. I mean, it's of course he stands the first time I do. But here's his foot position that he actually stood up. I mean, I was so frustrated. I'm like, oh my God, this is the biggest waste. Though I do like the fact that his little grabber here opens and closes. That's kind of cool. But yeah, I mean, a lot of times today when I've been playing with him, just around his face mask will just pop off and stuff. And it was funny because I'm like, oh, it's actually staying on. And it literally goes,
yes,
right off. Which as the Roomba's going by, I'm like, son of a. So he's gonna have to stand. He cannot be on an open shelf because if he falls, this mask is gone. Because I'm not buying this one again. I don't know. I was going through that. I just was so wild how he was so gummy when I pulled him out his ankles. So for worst of the year, here's how I would put this. If we would put this, switch him out for Hit and Run, which is one of the best here, or Night Viper. Put this in that first line with Lifeline and stuff. You could possibly have the worst wave ever. I'm talking worse than freaking the movie line. Okay, that's where I'm at. That's my hot take. They would have switched this one out there. But and then here's the thing: with the middle body part, it doesn't quite fit. Like he's over really chest days. It just I don't know. I'm sorry. I just had to say my part. Yeah, I'm sorry, Mark.
Oh wait. I don't want my stupid face. All right.
Not good.
Yeah. Oh, so Melted Copper says I abandoned you on your birthday there, Destro. I was in New York City, so I couldn't go. Sorry. I made a movie, by the way, a short film a couple years ago, and it was playing, and I took my kids. So I'm sorry I missed your
That
birthday.
is so cool, dude.
Bad friend. But yeah, so that is I have a bunch of complaints about this figure too here, but let's what about you, Destro? What are your thoughts? Oh, you're muted. You muted, dude. Yeah, you're muted.
Sorry. My bad.
You got
So,
the sign
all right,
language.
I'm echoing.
Why does he have toes, by the way?
I'm echoing a little bit of what they said, but I have some very specific things. There's something about the colors that really turn me off. Like, you know how, you just look at something, you can't explain what it is. The gold and the green are just, it makes me, my soul rejects it just looking at it. The toes are very strange. It's like, what a thing to go into detail with, but it's also almost like makes no sense how the toes are in like what looks like a box, so they can't move or open or flay out. So why would you make that detail to see the things if they're not individually like grabbing onto something or being useful in that way? The weapon is it's cool that they did something different, but inexplicably there's just pink. I don't care that it's pink, but the pink doesn't tie into anything else. It's just another silly thing. And this part here, now this is the idea is cool, right? But what comes when you see these two panels start to unfold, I hadn't seen what was underneath yet. And so when I finally pulled it out, I was like, whoa, wait a minute. Why is this? This reminds me of like a lady pulling a 22 out of her stocking. It's like this little thing that's not really that, it's not impressive. Like I felt like it was going to be, I honestly thought for a second that when I pulled this out, this was going to be something that attached to like one of his other weapons. I thought they were going to put something on there afterwards. It just, I don't know. To be fair, I do think the face sculpt is damn cool. Right? If you get a photo, my brother Sean from Complete Carnage, he did some photos with this that he found a way to make it look good in a photo. Yeah. But like Mark said, when you're holding it in your hand, it didn't feel right. I do get a Marvel Legends vibe, like Dave said. Largely it's the colors. The one thing though that I did kind of like was the sculpt on the arms, like how there's that detail underneath the pad, the little bit down here. I can dig that, but the problem is when you have cool detail like that, it gets buried underneath all the other horse shit. So it's like, I'd probably, if we're giving grades, I'm echoing the same that Dave did. I'm going to give it a C because there is a few, like there's some things on the sculpt that I think are very cool. It's just the colors are a -20.
Yeah.
So I agree, and I think the problem is they're going with the must be the original color, and because they will get people bitching, and and I think, I've never been one where it has to be like, for me, one of the most perfect figures they ever made was the Rock and Roll, the first Rock and Roll they came out with.
Yeah, pretty cool update.
It was like, cool. Yeah, it was like
for
new colors, had a tattoo, and it was like I don't even need the other one. I think it's like it's enough of the character. They could have just muted or made like the green like a highlight on all black with some gold highlights or something.
Right.
Yeah. But a couple things I do like about it, the fact that this is shaped like a cobra is cool. That's kind of cool.
I didn't never really say, okay, I see that. That's pretty cool.
His face would be cool, but you're right. It falls off. And if you're a person who plays, it sucks because anytime he gets punched, that shit's falling right off.
Right.
That's not fun. Another thing I really hate about this is first of all, they gotta do this. There's nowhere to put his extra shit.
Can you believe a bat without a backpack that stores?
I know.
Who was thinking that?
That's crazy town.
Right. You have to have a way, because it's like he's got a hand. The other thing that's annoying about him is he's got this weapon, but he needs two hands to hold it, really. It's like even in robot power here, he needs his two hands.
Right.
And yet you can't even what I was hoping you could hold it with a hook, but the claw sucks kind of because it's
terrible.
Yeah, it pinches, but it doesn't stay. It's just really dainty and shit. It's just like about to fall apart.
I got him to where I can barely get him to barely do this, but I mean, other than that, the weapon's still kind of weak. You know what I mean? It's for the Bat Commander, he's just not that scary looking. Those colors just don't look scary. I don't know.
Yeah, they really.
But I mean, I got to say something nice about it because you can tell they at least tried. Because you got a new legs, new arms. I do like what you were saying. It sounds stupid saying the underarms, but like the shoulder sockets. I do like the circuit kind of through there. So there's some stuff, but it's still.
Oh, and the gun you're right about the chest gun is so bad.
It's gummy.
Mine is bent.
Yes. Yeah, mine's not even straight. My first one was just a red booger of plastic, and this was the second replacement I got. That's still not straight. So.
Oh, that's right. That's right.
Very cool texture there. That is a cool texture.
Mine is sitting back in the box because I'm not even going to bother with it because it's so gummy.
Oh, here's a question. This reminds me of our last topic here, which is what the fuck is it? Noticing his gun, because this is pretty much a recreation of the gun claw arm that he had with the original.
Yeah,
right?
that thing. Yeah.
It's a weird one because it points downward. So it's almost like the claw grabs somebody and then he shoots him in the face. But that doesn't seem that useful. What do you think? What do you think that's about? What the fuck is this weapon? And I'm talking about the original.
That makes the figure better, I think.
Yeah. It does have that spike you and get you a vibe, but
what I would have loved for this if they would have had it so you could put it on his shoulder just to update for another side thing.
Right.
I think that would be really cool. Because when I first saw it, I was like, ooh, I'm like, oh wait, no, that's an armband. And
yeah. Assholian says the Bat switched hand did Overkill's hands come from within. You can imagine they would come from within. However, my problem is it's just you got to go and find it every time you want him to switch hands. It's kind of annoying.
Yeah,
whereas if you had a backpack or some sort of way of holding them, it would be much more.
So because you think about the Bat backpack is iconic part of the thing. You have the hand sticking out, and you got the blaster and stuff.
Yes.
But I think these ones, because they're the pegs for these are so small that I don't think they would have stayed in. I mean, trying to get, I don't know how hard it was for you to get the hands off of this was a pain, man.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I mean, I'm not cool to use the hair dryer because I don't have hair.
Rip it apart every time.
What's that?
Feels like I'm gonna rip it apart every time.
Yeah, these doors feel like they.
And that faceplate's gonna come off.
Yes.
Yeah.
The doors,
it did. It's gone.
It's come off 3 times since I've been holding it. So this is not the best.
It's good.
Cool character. I like the character. Somebody mentioned the other one. What they should have come out with part 2 or the later version of him. There's a couple of later versions of him that are kind of cool. That would definitely make a more make something more believable, I guess. But
I think Carlos Salina has the best thing that should have been, instead of the gun popping out, it's one of the cartoon fists.
Yes.
That's pretty cool, actually. I'd go for that.
I'd buy that. That's a SGCC exclusive right there.
That's hilarious.
Yeah, no, not great. Yeah, see, I think I would even rather they didn't make this a bit. If this didn't open and close, he could probably hold the gun with it. If he could do that, because that's what I was thinking. Because I don't want you got to have a Bat. He's got to always have a robot arm. You're not going to have.
Got to have something to grab. Yeah.
Yeah. So he could, in theory, hold it, right? So he's kind of holding it with the clamp, but the clamp just falls apart every 2 seconds.
So
which is a cool idea.
That's why I just put the gun back in the box, because I'm like, I got to have at least one of these. So I just put both on and got rid of the hands, because I'm like, he's got none to hold. There's no blaster on the side because his blaster's in his chest. And
true. Yeah.
I mean,
fucking just face.
The more the more I will say, the more you hang out with him and stuff. I mean, I'm not as hateful, as I was 10 minutes ago.
Yeah, well, once you get past, like I said, that initial shock of the colors and whatnot, you can appreciate the sculpt and all the little details that, at least for me, that's where I'm with it. I honestly feel like, for all the other complaints that I have about it, if the colors weren't so literally claw my eye out bad, I feel like I could give it a decent score, right? If I wasn't repulsed by the sight of it, I would be able to up it a little bit. And I mean, hey, listen, you got to take swings sometimes, and if they went accurate, it is what it is.
Yeah.
Don't let me tell anybody how to do it. And if you like the figure, God bless, love the hell out of it. There's something about the color. I'm almost considering, either trading it or attempting to do some painting, because I feel like if I got that neon green to be black, that would be a hell of a start. Now,
a paint job might do a lot for this guy.
Right, for sure. Like even some weathering on the green, just to darken it up, make it look, because I don't want to give up on it. That's for sure. So I think there's a world. I actually was like, I stood it up right next on accident to the Praetorian. There was like two robots kind of hanging out together, and this figure is so cool. It actually made this one look a little better, and I was like, okay, that's not so bad. Something else that I did mention too, that it's a visual thing, and it may not hit everybody else, but the green makes, because if I put my hand over this green, right, and I look at the rest of the figure, I don't see the same thing as when I take it off. And what I'm saying by is, if you remember as kids, I've brought up that brand, it was called like Laser Toys. There was like a silver, they were like a couple silver cars or whatever. But if you remember looking at that plastic, you could tell it was inferior plastic. It wasn't that hard stuff like the APC, and that's when this green somehow gives me that vibe with the gold. Like this looks like that substandard plastic, even though I can feel it. It's hard, but it's visual, and maybe some paint will get me over all that.
Reminds me of cheap Power Ranger figures. Accurate. Yeah, pretty much. Melty Copper asks, can we talk about Woods porn now and get it out of the way? I mean, it's coming up. We know that. Or Skizio says, late, what I miss? And Arsene Maven says, a lot of bitching, which is very accurate. However, I don't think we're going to be bitching, because
not after this one.
No, because honestly, this wave kind of rocked.
Yeah,
in my opinion. What do you think about the whole wave? Mark, what do you think of the whole wave?
Honestly, it's definitely better than the last wave. I mean, this is a solid wave, and what I love the fact, I was very happy they gave Sundown number 200, because I always feel like 200, like they should be something like Crimson Guard was 50, and I'm like, I feel like if you're gonna have a 50, 100, like those kind of ones should be something cool. And I mean, it's a great. I mean, I actually really like this wave. I'm glad I got the whole thing. And I mean, we'll talk about the Hydro Viper in a bit, but the wave overall, I mean, considering we had some weak waves recently, this is definitely one of the better waves. I mean, it's like I said, if we could have switched out hit and run for that for the overcut, I think this could be probably the best wave we've had.
Yeah.
Like it was that good.
Actually, the wave's so good. When you shit on overkill, that tells you how good the entire wave is, because this is still not bad, you know what I mean?
Right.
It's just so radically different than anything else it seems like I've touched from the line, you know?
Yeah. I think he's cool. I think he has a couple details that went wrong. Sorry.
But you, Dave, what do you think overall for the wave? I mean, you like it?
That's what I said. Like, if when we have to shit on this figure and we say that this is the worst one, that means that everything else is pretty fantastic. Like Marino's awesome, Hydro Viper's pretty good, but I think he's kind of unarmed. And Airtight is exactly what you would think and more. But this guy, he don't even look like a Hasbro figure, but he feels like a Hasbro figure. That does not look like a Hasbro design. Sundown's awesome. So the entire wave, awesome.
Yeah.
Like this is one of those ones, like when you're like, I don't know if I want to do, like after that, like I've opened my Lifeline and I'm like, and I Big Lob, I'm like, and I'm like, then I got hit and run. I'm like, dude, that hit and run is freaking awesome. Like, okay, so then I got all these, and I'm like, I'm back. Hell yeah.
Good wave.
Big Lob was a sleeper for me. I actually thought he was like a guy. I was like, I kind of find that Big Lob, but I don't care about Big Lob. But then I got him, and just like he was the tallest figure they had ever made. He had a couple cool weapons. He was all right. He was all right. But
he's still on my front row on my shelf, so he's not.
Oh yeah.
But I was still like, I guess I was just so disappointed with Lifeline. But we're not talking about that. We're talking about this. So you want to talk about? Should we do Sundown next?
Oh yeah. You want to handle Sundown?
Sure. So Sundown's one of those ones. Like I will say that the new figures. It was Wolf Spider, which is a new figure, the Night Force Wolf Spider, that got me back into collecting like full on with classified. And that's where you're like, look, let's create something really cool. And Sundown, I mean, I got him like, this guy's so cool. I mean, let me just say, His hair, my God, I'm so jealous.
Yeah.
I'm so jealous. But I will say, because you have to take his hair off to put his hat on.
Yeah.
Kind of, for me, it was a little tough to get the hair back on, just like mine. But but honestly, like when you get him, you look at him, and it is like, it's not Haya, it's not like Haya, but it's like, this is a freaking excellent figure. And when you see like the tattoo on his arm and everything, I mean, it's just a really great figure. And it's just a really great figure. The tats on his arm, the Jaguar there. All the stuff. I mean, the poncho, which I thought was just a little add-on, really accentuates him. It's great for his eyes.
Yeah.
But how it all pulls together, I mean, it's a fantastic figure. I mean, I have it. It's gonna be hard. I won't be able to get it right now, probably. But I have him like with this tomahawk, and then I love the hair so much that I have him like on display. I have him like holding his hat while we're up there. It's just such a good figure.
Yeah.
And what's cool is like how they integrate the knives and everything really works really well. But it's such a different color scheme, a different face. Like look at the face sculpt.
Face sculpt's amazing. Yeah.
I mean, you can see this man is like you killed my father. You're prepared to die. You killed my brother. Prepared to die. Like this guy is just like, I don't know. When I saw this one, I'm like, dude, this is like next level. This is the last one of the wave I opened, and I'm like, damn, this is freaking awesome. That's why I was so happy he was 200. But I mean, and he's been relatively easy. I mean, overall in this wave, I do have some ankle issues, but he was probably the easiest for me just to plop down and pose, like just, hey, let's do it. So, I mean, I can't say enough good about him. If you see him, if you were on the fence because he wasn't one of the original, like back in the day, get him.
Yeah. Super Flare says nobody here was collecting Joe's during 91, 94. No, not true at all. I was collecting all the way through. I collected all the way to the end. I just don't like a lot of the 93, 94 stuff, but I like some of it. 91, 92.
I'll pick up some of those stuff now.
91, 92 is amazing, man. I love 91, 92.
Yeah.
Hitman, Headhunters, some of the Ninja Force shit, and there's some bangers in like the last couple of years. Even the last couple. I even love the Street Fighter shit. It was all good, but even then, the nostalgia doesn't matter to me so much anymore. I like this guy. No nostalgia for him. He's freaking great, man. I love this guy. I love that they're making new characters.
Well, and the thing is they're crushing it with the new characters, right? Wolf Spider, this guy, Rim Viper. I've if you want, I've got a couple waves that I just kind of went through and plucked out real quick. If you want to hear some of the other real banger waves that they've come out with, we could do that now or a little bit later.
What's that?
Look at so this wave I think is a pretty decent wave. I love the Hydro Viper. I think it's very good. Sundown, I echo the same thing that you guys are saying. I really enjoy Dawn Moreno. I know some people get their panties in a bunch about it being, whatever. I don't give a shit. I don't really care that it's a Snake Eyes. I just look at it as she's just who she is. That's just Dawn Moreno. She got the visor. She loves Snake Eyes or whatever. But yeah, no, we'll talk about that maybe at the
let's go one by one. What's your take on Sundown?
I think he's pretty freaking awesome. Now, originally, it's one of those ones that when I just saw a few pictures, I was like, okay, I like what they're doing there, but I just don't know. This was when the beginning of the year when I was like, okay, I'm going to scale it back a little bit. And I'm going to, if I want to true build a little, that's fine, but I don't want to get the figures that I'm not blown away by. And so I just admittedly, because, I don't put my glasses on when I go to look at stuff, and that really affects how I see things. I'm understanding that now, right? Like I refuse to admit that I need glasses, but now I realize. So I absolutely love him. I think he's fantastic. Now I've only played with a few different kind of weapons and stuff like that with him, but honestly, I tried to think about it and I was like, I have no real notes. I even enjoy the design on the back of his like it's not a cape, but his like throw over. But dude, as cool as the throw over is, when you take it off, that's just badass operative.
Yeah,
like, that dude looks awesome. The hat is cool, but I like him without the hat. I've got a couple different So Valaverse makes those really good and cheap, or no, I'm sorry, inexpensive, I should say, the backpack kits. So I tried a couple different backpacks on him, especially the one with the sling, and it just looks awesome, dude. He's like, I love his. I don't know if his chest rig is new, the whole vest. I think
I think it is.
Is it? Okay.
It has the little pin down plastic at the very front.
Okay. Yeah, dude. And he's, with the like bandolier.
A lot of him looks new.
Which is amazing.
The whole figure feels different, man. He feels
quality.
It's good.
Yeah. So let me see if I can. When you stand them like this,
really new, obviously.
It doesn't look good.
Crazy. Well, I don't even think they reused it for Wild Bill, right? So I think it's different.
Wow. Okay, that's really doing it. His on his guard arm, he's got the with the extra rounds strapped on there. Crazy. That really looks great. And they even gave it a little color, right? So you can see at the tips, you can kind of see what it is that's inside the sleeve. And so what I call my like the God pose is almost one of the biggest ways that I judge a figure is how does he look when I do this?
Yeah.
Can he hold it right? Can he look down the sight? Because dude, for a while there was a lot of figures where even the weapon they came with, you put it in their arms and you're like, that looks goofy as shit. Not this though. Homeboy is right on it. It's really good, and it makes me hopeful for the fact that we need to have some new figures like made so we can, Mark, we talked about this. We need some new ones to come in so we can bring it down the line. So to me, this is a 10 out of 10 absolute banger creation. And whoever did all the work on that, really, I think really crushed it. I even in paper, I wouldn't have thought I would have liked the Spurs, but I do. They've got just a little color on there, and yeah, man, excellent.
He's great. So yeah, somebody mentions makes you want a Native American character. He's like
a patch.
He's kind of Native American. He's half Native American, half Mexican. Is that it?
I think you're right.
Could be wrong.
Well, I think
story, though.
Isn't it? Well, okay. I think they dispelled that myth that there was two rumors. There was one they were saying that he was the same thing from the Cops line, and then the names are different.
Yeah.
And then the other one is that it's Headman's half brother or step brother or something along those lines, and that they both
killed his brother or something.
Yeah, Headman killed his brother. Or his brother's missing, actually. Was it missing or dead? I can't remember.
I think it's missing.
He was a politician, and so he's a bounty hunter, and he's going after him. I love the stories that are coming out. I think Mark
could have been a file card.
Great job.
Yeah.
With the file cards that you can't find anywhere. But actually, Mark puts them on his Instagram. So if you're looking for the file cards. By the way, is everybody aware of that? If you want the file cards, you're going to follow Mark Beasley on Instagram, and you can get them all pretty much there. But that is it's weird that they don't have a better place to store them.
Yes.
And then they do it like, we're just going to do it as a story. I'm like, dude.
It's weird, but at least you can find them if you really want to look.
Thanks.
But this guy, what's your thoughts on this guy, Dave?
Like I said, man, I honestly, he does not look like a Hasbro product. He looks better than the average Hasbro product. He looks like a shot across third party to me. I mean, he is nothing like we're used to in the classified line whatsoever. Feel, look, design, even some of the detail on him is like, damn, Hasbro. Mm-hmm. Like that's like a shot. This figure's a shot at some of the other guys. That's how I feel. It's that good, But yeah, I like the new character. I liked it, and that the file card that was put on the social medias. But actually, I was on the fence with this guy, like, whatever. And then that file card leaked, and I read it, and I was like, must have. That's cool. That's how a character can sell me. And that was like the original core stuff. Is like you'd read about that guy and you'd like it even more. So pretty dope figure. Really good articulation. Everything quality wise exceeds most everything else for the Hasbro line. It's really good.
He and Hit and Run, I think, my two favorites so far that I've had in hand this year.
He and who?
Hit and Run. Hit and Run.
Yeah. That's
Cobra Law Royal Guard gets my
That's an amazing figure.
Yeah, I got a couple of those. Like that's the one I had to get two because I love the different head sculpts. So I want to like display them. Oh, that's one thing. For those of you that get multiple figures, I'll be honest with you. If you have him with his hair or you have him with his hat, he looks like two different characters. Like take the poncho off one. Like 100%. You were saying, you have like more of the militaristic kind of guy, and then all of a sudden you got like cowboy kind of stuff.
Just take one sash and the hat off one, and
legit. It's a good call, Mark. And even just a dark wash on one and maybe not so much on the other, I think. But no, this is when you put the cowboy hat on, it definitely looks different. It like hides most of his face. I mean, because dude, the emo haircut really sticks out, and I say that lovingly. I'm not mocking. It just it sticks out as like a big attribute. But yeah, especially when you look at his face straight down like that, you're 100% right, Mark. Totally different character.
You could put the Desert Scorpions soft goods on them too.
Ooh,
that'd be cool.
Yeah. Okay.
I got a bunch of those. Those are so cheap right now. $26 for that and the Scorpion.
That's
I can't even resist them. I keep getting one.
I was at my Target and they had like 10 of Rocklaw.
Really? Is he? But he's not discounted yet.
No.
Yeah, I'm waiting. He's going down. Rocklaw is going to be $25 in about.
Oh, I got one for $34.99 from Walmart. The Rocklaw. Yeah, he was. So I went there. I stopped right before I went on vacation. I went into the Walmart. I was like on my way back from somewhere, so I stopped at a Walmart that was a little different, and they actually had quite a bit of Joes. I got one of the and oh god, I keep wanting to say Action Man, the Special Forces soldier, the Rocklaw. I got those on sale. I got a Royal Guard that was on sale, and I feel like there was another like regular figure that I picked up. I can't remember what it was, but yeah, no, I mean, who knows how that works, right? Because you can go, hear stories from some people that are like, my Walmart has none. So I probably hit like 5 different Walmarts in my area, and I think 2 of them to this day I've never had a single Joe in it, but the other 3 like vary in what they have. The one around the corner from my house had the big display and everything like that, and then once they clearanced out what was left on that display, they haven't had a single one back. And that is the biggest Walmart in the entire world, and they have no Joes, which is just crazy.
They don't carry anything on Rhode Island for some reason. Oh, they Operative DC is clearly have a better time making the new figures than they do with them, instead of having to make the figures like they were in the 80s, 90s. I think they don't need to be going deep into the shittier figures from 93, 94. I just as soon have new figures. I don't need tiger pants, leatherneck. I don't need Gone Fishing, Bazooka. I would rather they come out.
There's a reason why you don't read date, baby.
Yeah, right.
Same thing.
Exactly.
I mean, I would
take this guy there, Destro.
Absolutely. So when I was a kid, and I've talked about this on the show, a bit, that I always had a thing for the specialist, because even though I was never stopped, like if I went to the store and had, money from mowing the lawn or whatever, that was never stopped from buying whatever figures I wanted. But a lot of times my family, when I got stuff for birthdays, it would be dudes that didn't have weapons per se, right? Any the Doctor this and the Airtight. Now, I had Tripwire, and I always felt like he was, despite being green and kind of color-wise fitting in, he was like an odd duck. But once I got Airtight, it was like, oh, okay, so you two are a team now, right? And you're doing all this, whatever it is that you do. I actually, for a while, I was looking at that the wasn't a vacuum, but it was actually a something that dispersed a chemical to like if a bomb went off, it would help keep the explosion down, which is again something silly that my kid would do. But anyways, to the figure, number one, and I'm sure everybody has this problem, and it's on display right here. I cannot keep the hoses on the helmet. Now,
yeah, that's true. That is
just never move his head again. That's what I've decided to do.
Well, I tried. I had it all set up. All right, so I'm just going to leave that one hose off for now. And for photography purposes, you do really got to fiddle to get the eyes to line up in the visor. That is 100% kind of a thing. So those 2 gripes aside, I freaking love it. I absolutely love it. It's not as cool or creative as a figure as, say, Sundown is, right? Because that's just full of so much innovation, new shit. But this is right on the money from the original. I actually love that they have this particular yellow, where it's more of a caution yellow than, say, that mustard yellow that was on barbecue, right? Or I'm sorry, blowtorch. So blowtorch's backpack and that canisters are caution yellow, but he's got that mustard color on the rest. This is that caution yellow. He's got every figure that has this little thing. I don't care how many times they've done it. I think it's cool as hell, right? So it gives him a little something, and he's got another digital display here that I think is great. The vest looks just right. The vacuum gun, hey, it is what it is, right? There's no reason to try to make it something that it's not. So they just went with exactly what it was when we were kids, and I actually respect that. Now, something else that's cool, and man, I can't remember for the life of me if this worked on the original one, but his sniffer gun hangs out in the backpack. So what I like about that is because you can then, until he gets where he needs to, everything's a little loosey-goosey, until he gets where he needs to be to use the vacuum gun, he's got to be able to arm himself. So when you put the sniffer gun in the back, now I'm having trouble getting that. So that in the back, and it looks cool like that. You can put a little something in his hands. I got something around here. Put a little something, like an obvious smaller, he's not going to be carrying a full-on thing. So you put a little something like this in his hands, and bing, bang, boom, he's on his way to have fun. Now he does have a sidearm, which is cool, but that's only going to help you so much in these situations. So I like that. I have the gridiron to put something in there, but I love it, dude. I think the colors are right on the money. Super appealing. Now, again, I complained about having to get it to do this, but man, that looks awesome. Does it not? Yeah. I mean, Jesus Christmas, that is an amazing shot. And I don't know, it's all simple. It's nothing super flashy, like I said, with Sundown, but I just freaking love it.
We're also going to talk about this face, right? Look at that.
Yeah, that's
great.
So the Widow's Peak is so unbelievably accurate. And there was a lot of people that kept saying, man, he better come with the Widow's Peak. He better come with the Widow's Peak. And sure enough, man, he's got it. And that, hey, look, everybody needs representation. So I'm glad that they went with that and made it. But
Destro.
even the freaking face, like the look on his face. Because if you remember, Airtight was kind of a smug SOB when he talks to the other people, you know what I mean? So I feel like his face matches that for sure. And man, I love it. Again, it's a home run for what it is. It's not something new and crazy like Sundown, but it is wildly accurate. It gets just that teeny tiny classified glow up to make it look dope. And to me, it's a home run for what it is. I love it.
Yeah. Well, what do you guys think?
Yeah, no, I agree. This is the one that when they announced, I was the most excited about. And he's not the best figure this way, but I'm super happy, just like what Michael was saying. I mean, he hits it. I'm just so glad I don't have to worry about, like, with Blowtorch. I'm like, I gotta wait for the retro to get the really orange, the real red and yellow. Right. This is like right on. I mean, the only thing, like you said, look, the stupid hose already came out because I moved his helmet a little bit to get his eyes in there. But honestly, a little rough brush on the yellow stuff. But I mean, honestly, I can't really say bad. Like, this is what I wanted, and I got exactly what I wanted. So I'm like pumped.
Right. Agreed.
Great way to put it.
Agreed. It is exactly what I wanted.
What do you think, Dave?
I like him a lot. In looking more at him, this day, I see him as anti-area denial. You know what I mean? So, like, if you're fighting an urban environment and you've got Toxo Vipers pump some stuff through a room, or you got tear gas or situation, this guy comes up with this thing and actually sucks it through with this weapon, not a weapon, but his vacuum gun, and then he's pumping it right out, filtering out of his back. Maybe he's anti-area denial. I look at him a little bit different now. He's very cool. And he's got that same theme as Lightfoot too, where it's yellow hazard. You know what I mean? So he is the hazardous trooper.
Favorite.
Looks fantastic, and just like they said, like, it's exactly what you would want in a new Airtight figure. They nailed it.
Yeah.
Hello, RA. Yeah, Airtight is 100% retro accurate. So that would be if I had one complaint about him. It's not really a complaint because I think he's perfect. He's exactly what you wanted. But to me, he's one of those figures that I could have used a glow up on. It's like you think about Tripwire. when I had the Tripwire as a kid, I just never thought that was the greatest figure. That was like just not very exciting. He's just gonna go check on them. Even though on EOD it could be really exciting.
Right.
But this figure was just like, no, he's just a guy who goes and like digs shit out of the sand, looking for mines. Just not that much fun to watch him do that. And then they made that incredible figure.
Yeah.
That they just added so much shit. They added a robot, they added a rat, they added, like different armor pieces. I feel like they maybe could have done something here, but like I don't need these to be 100% retro accurate.
It does the job. The only thing I'd say about it is the plastic looks a little translucent. Other than that, he's perfect. It's good.
Yeah, the hoses are annoying. That's about the only other thing. But yeah,
right.
He's perfect. He's what you wanted.
And just I found something to throw. So if you've got him, you're making you're doing a shoot or a scene. Of course, this thing fell out again. I'm gonna glue all these hoses in. But when you put like a regular weapon in his hand, he looks amazing. He looks amazing. The helmet and the look of the helmet, it's menacing, right? It almost looks like it could be a Cobra style helmet, which makes it, I think, adds a badass element to it. But yeah, man. But I agree with you, Mark. Right? Like, I would have taken this as a retro. If this was like the retro one, I would have been like, cool. Really interested to see what they do with the Gussie up. It's strange how they do that sometimes, because the Firefly got the classified up one at number 21, but then they came out with what was in essence the retro in the main line at number 84. Yeah. So I don't know. I'd be interested to see what they do there. But just to say with the main line how they decide to do it, like with Flash, they came out with the retro first, which makes sense in a way that everybody that's clamoring for Flash wants him to look like that. So yeah, sure. If you're gonna do
admittedly, Flash is one I don't think I would want them to change much.
Right.
Flash, I that is one where I'm gonna like be a little hypocritical and be like, oh, you changed Flash, I'm gonna be like, fuck off.
Right.
So,
there's a line, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's cool that they did that way for sure.
All right. Let's go to the next figure here. Let's see. We got Hydra Viper. You wanna? Yeah,
Hydra Viper. So this is one when they like, I didn't have him back in the day, but when I started collecting again the 3 3/4, I was like, dude, he's freaking cool. Like, I had to get him. And when they announced him, when they showed the old like bubblegum card version, I'm like, oh, nice. And I will tell you, this is the first, like, I was pumped when I got the renders, but when I saw them, like, it was a New York Comic-Con last year. I can't remember where they like were showing him off. I'm like, wait a minute. His gun is so small. His knife is so small. I'm like, what's going on? And I was almost disappointed. And when I was opening him up, I'm like, I was hoping he would be the one that would actually like surprise me, like make me like, oh no, in hand, awesome. Like Grim Viper, once you got him in hand, you're like, this guy's awesome.
Right.
Did not disappoint. I opened this bad boy up, and I'll be honest with you, I actually like the like crazy. I can't even see it. The crazy eyeball head.
Oh yeah,
dude. I brought my kid. I'm like, dude, check this out. He's like, dude, that guy's got problems. Like, yes, like you can see the messed up nature of the Hydro Viper. And the thing is I do like his chicken feet.
Yeah.
Things. Also, for those getting this, so you don't know which foot it goes to, it actually have a left and right inside, so you know which one to put it on.
Yeah.
But this harpoon gun, which is actually more accurate to like real world, what you'd carry around with you, is just too small. Like, I'm not going to use that in my displays. I'm just going to keep it down here and get something else. But since he only has the one, he can only hold things with one hand. Maybe that's why they didn't put as much stuff in. Also, if you want to talk about airtight, having a problem keep the hoses in, this one also has it. But for me, the face sculpt is awesome. The feet. I mean, I just thought this was a really good character. I was worried when I saw it actually in person, but then once I got it in my hand, like, this is one you're like, yeah. I mean, that's why. I mean, I got 2 of them, so
he's wild.
I don't know what to say. It's just like the detail on it's nice. I like it. It's enough to be like, you could call a retro, or you can be happy and like, hey, it's a little bit of upgrade. Kind of like we were saying, Mark. Like, hey, you just want to get a little bit of classification. We're good. This got a little bit of classification. And Dave's like show off some really cool stuff. So yeah, I love this one. This one, and this was my like number 1 was Sundown, but this was like 1.5, like right there for me.
Yeah, I think that you're right. I think in general, a spear gun sucks as a weapon. And then it's like, when they came out with the diver set, they gave those guys guns
Awesome
that
weapon
were
pack too.
made to go like I don't know if they're, do they have underwater firing machine guns, Dave?
They do actually have underwater weapons. Russia actually specializes in some stuff like that. They have an underwater weapon that's specifically designed. I can't remember exactly what it's called, but nothing like we see in GI Joe. I don't think nothing that's actually like, yes, this is the underwater gun. I could be mistaken.
But in that diver set, they did have guns that looked very odd, and they looked like they were modified to like fire underwater. Was how I and
Right.
they had a couple regular guns, but then they had this one gun. Each guy came with a gun that was very odd. It had like a modified that. That was my take. That it was like made to shoot underwater.
They do have underwater firing weapons.
Yeah,
they do.
Yeah.
I
So,
forget
if they can make a welder,
but they do have them. I don't know if that's those that came with those figures, but yeah, the divers are cool. But Hydro Viper's really good, man. But like I said, that spear gun, man, that's not what he came with when I was a kid because his weapon was cool.
Yeah,
it's kind of like it. It's almost exactly like it, though.
Yeah, it's the exact same size as the 3 3/4 one.
That's true. That's a good point. Yeah, you're right. You're right. It's the same thing.
We like to reuse the molds.
It's tiny. Yeah, and then somebody brought up here one fucking hand.
That's the biggest.
Oh, dude, it's the biggest drawback.
That's the biggest thing.
Danny, yeah. Why would you not give us a second hand?
Yeah,
granted, I'm not going to use it because I like the claw hand. You
think you'd have 2 claw and 2.
Oh, look, Mike, look on his hands. He does have suction cups.
From the canopy picture.
Yeah.
Yep.
Mike showed that comic book canopy picture, and we were wondering if he actually had suction cup hands because he was gripping onto the shark's canopy with deep sips on the new comic cover.
Have you guys?
The figure has suction cups on his hands.
Have you guys seen that? Whatchamacallit? That new cover for the I think it's just a regular GI Joe line. It's an amazing cover. Like it's one of the coolest looking covers.
The Deep Six versus Hydro Viper.
Freaking awesome! I love it.
Oh, I picked up GI Joe issue 1 from the Energon universe this week as well. Finally, you can still get it for like $5. I snagged that one.
Really?
Highly recommend. And there's like 7 variant covers, by the way. Yeah, the one thing is, well, underwater combat. So then does it so if they're not that commonly using machine guns or weapons that fight, you said there is one, but so an underwater combat guy going into battle just assuming he's got one shot with a spear gun and then it's all knife?
I think I guess it's ridiculous, but if you're going that deep and certain weapons are not going to work at certain pressures, if these guys are really built to withstand pressure like that, and you're going deep enough, because I think some of the underwater weapons, they don't really work at extreme pressures. Like there's an underwater AK type weapon the Russians made. The U.S. has an underwater type weapon. I think it was single shot, and they also have there was a doctrine that told you don't shoot regular weapons underwater because they can blow up from hydraulic action. But if this guy had a knife and nobody else had any projectile weapons on the battlefield, then he's the predator. He's the dominant species. So anything that's underwater, any humans doing anything, this thing's going to come up to you, and this is more like a terror device. This is a terror troop than a frontline fighter to me.
Yeah.
You want a diver that's going to battle? That's your eels. You want guys to leave a mark and do stuff deep? That's them. They're surgically altered to go and pressure.
A lot of them underwater weapons too, especially in the diver pack. If you look, there is looks like almost like a rope, and that's because you can shoot it and then you can yank it back to you. So if you miss, it's not that projectile doesn't just go. That's tethered to the actual weapon. So you shoot. I mean, if you hits in something, you then now have control of that underwater. Which imagine being underwater and now all of a sudden you're being dragged around by some guy that looks like that. That's crazy.
Yeah. They should have spears somewhere, extra.
Yeah, spear would be perfect for this guy, or a trident.
It's like if you look on the backpack, Dave, you got better lighting, but they're almost like that little thing there in the middle. I was trying to see if that would come out, but it doesn't come out. But I'm like, that would have been a nice little just a little extra thing.
Little bit of
Yeah,
over here.
Right.
A couple little weapons.
Yep.
So now now that you're saying it, if they don't really have that, it's not that common to have these weapons that are going to shoot underwater. They're not super common. Then maybe it does make sense. This guy just has this shitty little spear gun and a knife.
100%, yeah.
But he should have more than one spear. That's the only thing.
and he is freaking cool. So
imagine being good with a knife underwater. Like that,
Oh,
your
yeah.
gig is to swim underwater, live underwater, basically, and you're good with this thing. That is wicked, man.
Yeah, all right.
Like you don't. Come on, man. If somebody pulls on that with you, that's going to be a nasty wound.
Now this also makes sense. The eels, we determined last week the
With Carson,
eel
yes.
has the prong on the eel's gun is actually an electric
taser.
prong.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's crazy.
badass.
So that would even be saying like he's got his own shark defense too, because that's what they use for shark defense is like an electrified stick, which is what the end of an eel's spear gun is. It's got a electrified shark stick right built on the bottom of it.
Right. There's bang sticks. What are bang sticks? What is that?
Bang sticks?
Yeah.
Like depth charges, but
is that what you're talking about?
Grenade.
Operative D?
No. Oh, bang sticks too, but those are meant for deterring underwater large predators like sharks and such. Maybe he's talking about underwater explosives or something like
Yeah.
underwater flashbang.
Like a smaller
I'm
depth
looking
charge. You
online,
can
it's
keep on
like-
an incendiary.
yeah, it's just like a stick that has a thing at the end that shocks him. It's like what you were talking about, Dave.
All right. Sir Predator's Lair asks, what is your PhD in? I believe it is in marketing. Am I correct?
It's in business or management.
Okay,
And I
all
teach
right.
marketing.
Right, nice. I know you teach marketing. Very cool. Let's see. Let's go. Okay, well, let's see. We covered him. What's your take on him, Mike?
I initially, and I don't know why, I didn't have one as a kid, so it wasn't that for real attachment. And I did, as a kid, really enjoy the card art of it. I thought it was excellent. The face sculpt, they absolutely crushed it. No question there. That looks amazing. There's something about the body that is throwing me off in a I don't know. So if you look at the vest, there's like a texture on there, right?
Mhm.
Almost like a dimpled effect or some kind of like cross stitching that's on there. I feel like I like that the vest is a different purple than say the actual skin suit part. If they just had that texture maybe on the legs, it would add something. The legs to me, and I know he's, underwater. He's supposed to be, able to swim and sleek, right? You slip through the water by being sleek. But I don't know. I there's something about this whole stretch of leg. It just grabs my attention as plain, and just takes away from some of the other stuff. The arms, in a way,
Arms are great.
It's
Detail.
yeah. Oh yeah. No, these the stuff.
Yeah.
The forearm, the gauntlets are great. The backpack is really cool. That's super detailed. A lot going on there. I got a silver marker that I'm going to kind of touch up. It's like a silver paint metallic one.
Oh, nice.
I'm just going to kind of touch up a few spots on that just to give it a little bit of character. But I mean, if they came out and said, listen, the legs look a little plain because we put all of the budget into the face sculpts of this, and then the where is it? This and then this, I'd be like, yeah, okay, I guess I get it. That makes sense. But no, it's a good figure. I don't think I like it as much as like Sundown, but it definitely is not anywhere near the overkill bottom of the barrel. No, this is definitely cool. Yeah, I'll probably let's put it this way. I'll get another one. So there's two. I have a pair, right? So it is good enough for me to get another one, and I do like some of it. But again, another one that I think a black wash where it just dirties up the details. I think that which is weird how they dirty if they're in the water, but just something to give it a little bit of color, right? A little bit of dark on that there. And I have a funny feeling that I will grow to like it. Because I mean, dude, that it's supposed to be a helmet, but the head, it's the full head. That's really awesome. And when the hoses stay in, that part looks really cool too. Yep. What I like about it is they are like, if you look at these hoses compared to even say airtight, these are like much thinner than your standard mask hose, like for any of the figures. And I like that because it makes them special in the sense that, oh yeah, these dudes are like surgically altered. They don't need the same amount of oxygen that the other people do. They're, you know, like there's just something special to that. And nope, it's a banger troop builder. Both face sculpts are elite. And yeah, I'm gonna hit it with a wash, and I bet that it winds up going up like right now. If I'm saying this is a 7.5, I think if I put a wash on it, I could wind up above an 8.5. It's good. It's very good.
I'm in love with the guy. I think he's incredible. Lack of weapons is my only complaint. I was thinking almost if I could glue this, but then I'm thinking one of the best things you want to do in a fight is have Deep Six come back, or Torpedo come back and cut the holes.
Right.
So now I'm not going to do that now I think about it. But nah, he's so wild looking. I think he's
just like the airtight, equivalent of airtight. He's so good. It's exactly what you want.
Yeah, he's not more than exactly what we wanted. He's what you would expect. He's exactly the figure you had as a kid.
Right.
Yeah, this gun sucks. You're right. It could be a little better. I do like the fact that it fits in his holster, though.
It is pretty neat.
Yeah.
I would have liked that as a kid on the original figure.
Mm-hmm. Give him better eyes. The eyes are great. The claws, the feet are great. I don't know. He looks sick. He looks sick. But all right. So a bang stick is an underwater, or powder head is an underwater pole with a live firearm cartridge at the top that detonates upon hard impact. That would have been a cool weapon to have him come with.
It would, man.
Have him come, jab something.
Hydraulic action underwater like that. That would suck. Whew.
I like when they do those more. They get a little more inventive, and they deviate from the original figure. They add a couple things in. It's more fun that way. But not a complaint, because I think, it's good. All right. So who wanted to take? Okay.
I'll do Dawn. That's who's next, right?
Yeah.
All right. So as I mentioned, a lot of people, they I think are not giving this figure a chance because I don't think it's because she's a female. It's because it's it's supposed to be this whole Snake Eyes story thing. Right. Me, I just ignore that. Right. It's not, yes, she's badass. Maybe there was something that's been done, and that's what gives her, because Snake Eyes is
trying to figure this out. There we go. That's what I wanted.
There you go.
I got it.
Snake Eyes is the ultimate weapon, right? So to say that all of a sudden she's just as bad because there was some weird Dr. Mindbender thing or whatever happened, that I don't buy. So I just go with this. She was such a badass broad that Snake Eyes took him under his tutelage, has decided that she's good enough to don the visor, and I love it. Now the figure itself, I'm going to try to show you guys something. If you look on the bottom, do you see those like grippies there? Those little studs? Yeah. So I've seen poses with this where she is like, and the ankles. So if you look, see how I don't have anything to put it on, but she will sit on like the head of something like ridiculous, like really ridiculous. So the articulation in the ankles is amazing. And then when you add those little things right there, bro, you can do posing with this girl. That's just nuts. She is caked up, in case anybody's wondering. I think that's slightly important these days. But the gauntlets, I think the gauntlets are nice, right?
Yeah,
they're good size. The colors are sweet. The visor with the helmet actually looks very good. I can dig it a lot. I actually do have her other head. Maybe I'll take that out and show that too. But it looks right. The chin strap is interesting, right? Because you can't not have that. Now, don't get me wrong. That looks a little RoboCop-ish, but it's only like at a glimpse. I do like the bare arms because I think that's true to maybe the comic book style. This red texture down the sides looks amazing.
Yeah,
swords totally on point. I love how they look in pictures. So like a lot of Snake Eyes ones, like if you look at the version 4, which I actually happen to have right here, see how they're like that? I don't mind that. I think that looks cool, but there's something more menacing about seeing this. And you can take a picture where she's going like this and grabbing them to pull them out. I did fit photos with this on vacation, and it's awesome. I will be coming back to doing like sneaking style. She's trying to sneak in somewhere, maybe not necessarily with Snake Eyes, but somebody else. It's really sweet. You definitely want to get some kind of a weapon that's like this, for her. The one that she comes with is fine, and it's classic to, you know, Snake Eyes himself and everything, but she just looks much better with something like this in her hands. Yeah, dude, I like this just as much as any other figure. Like, so obviously, you know, when you look at a figure like this and you look at a figure like Sundown, they're almost impossible to compare because this has, dare I say, Mezco like details on the chest and how this all works and everything like that. So it is definitely like a step up. So I can't compare to it in that way. But given I have no emotional attachment as a kid to Dawn Moreno, because that's like the huge thing. That's why, like, Overkill, I can't look past all the horseshit of this because I didn't love it as a kid. Like, if you think about all the stuff, you know, that there's like, I'm sure if we think about other figures that, like Lightfoot, for instance, a lot of people don't think he's great. I love him because I fell in love with him as a kid. So now when I look at it, I just go, yeah, I know that's silly, but I love it. But for what this is, I absolutely love it. And it is a insanely articulating figure. That everything she comes with is dope. The swords, swords are totally dope. The way that they sit in the back is good. And I'll show off the other face sculpt. I won't put it on her head, but I'll just show it. Also, very good.
Yeah.
You know, the hair wisp on that second head is great.
Yes,
like I love
because it moves a little.
Yeah,
I had it out. I had this on. I don't even know if I wound up getting a shot of it, but the wind was blowing real hard, and I made it so like her bottom half of her legs was like braced a little bit, and so the wind was blowing this thing just enough, and I was like, oh yeah, there you go, Mark. Mark's got it. That pose is awesome.
Oh yeah.
So yep. Very much. If I had to give it, I'd say it's a 9 out of 10. It's a 9 out of 10.
Well, let's addressing the whole like controversy of Dawn. No one hates the death of Snake Eyes story more than me. I think it's one of the worst, fucking stories I've ever read. Stupid. And I love Larry Hama. I worship Larry Hama, but it was one of the worst stories I've ever read. Some of the worst, just that lame ass. Let's just kill a character to kill a character.
Yep.
Dawn, however, so it's
Optimus Prime. Sorry.
What's that?
I said Optimus Prime.
Right.
Oh, yeah.
Right.
Which they keep killing him. They're killing him every. Serpentor's later says the story is she has Snake Eyes memories. So what happens is she goes in the brainwave scanner. Dr. Venom is dead at the time, but they're using his brainwave scanner, and it imprints the memories of Snake Eyes. That story I actually thought was kind of cool. Even though, like, once you get beyond it, but if you don't like that Snake Eyes, she's not Snake Eyes though. She's just Dawn Moreno, in my opinion. If you don't like that, here's the thing you brought up. We got new myths. The Energon universe will probably bring her in. She's probably not going to be Snake Eyes 2. She's probably going to have to reinvent her, right? They're going to have to come up with a new story for her. They're not going to do the same stupid like Snake Eyes dies. So I think you got to get over it. She's just a very cool RA. Says unfortunately for Dawn, like Zanya, most of the guys you haven't read the comics, so they're not familiar. Yeah, I mean, I think a lot of us don't care either. Like with Zanya, I don't feel like did people care that they didn't know her? I don't know if they care. I think people are pissed off about this one because she's Snake Eyes and they feel like it's a gender swap Snake Eyes. It isn't really a gender swap Snake Eyes.
Right.
There's a cool actual science fiction story in it where she gets like the brain the memories of Snake Eyes, and it's kind of like tortures her a little bit. I'm actually wondering if they'll ever do a story where like she has feelings for Scarlet, because she would have to have residual feelings for being in love with Scarlet, right? That could be an interesting story. She's also a teenager, which is a little weird. She does not look like a teenager in this, but she is a teenager.
This is on.
I like the story. I do not like the death of Snake Eyes, though.
Right.
I like the figure. The biggest problem I've got with the figure is the pistol's really loose and kind of falls out.
Oh, mine too. I thought that was going to be only.
The pistol it's always loose, and the legs seem kind of loose. So at first, it felt kind of weird for me. But I mean, you can't deny that the design is just radically badass. And like Mike said, it's extremely articulated, but it's also articulated in a way that's kind of feels a little gummy to me. But other than that, fantastic design. I like the female Snake Eyes look. I don't know much about the comic of the death of Snake Eyes and stuff because I'm more of a original Marvel run guy. And some of the other issues, but the modern comics I didn't get into. I don't have anything invested in there. I just think it's a cool female Snake Eyes. I'm in.
Yeah, and he takes apprentices, so it makes sense that she's just his apprentice.
Kamakura and stuff like that. So if you're going to say that she's going to be reinvented, then reinvent her as Snake Eyes' apprentice. Just bring her in because she's already looking like Snake Eyes. She's got a form like Snake Eyes. Make her Snake Eyes' apprentice. Done.
Well, it's like Carlos says, there's can only be one Snake Eyes unless there's three, because there's three right now. You know, even dumber than the Don Moreno story is the same time, right? I don't know if you guys have read this stuff, but Snake Eyes, so Snake Eyes dies officially. He's actually dead. He's not coming back to life. Of course, he is coming back to life, but he's a clone now. So now the new Snake Eyes is a clone, but for a couple of years, Snake Eyes is gone. And he's but what happens is even dumber than Don Moreno. This is really stupid. I'm gonna spoil some shit for you.
Hit me.
Is Sean Collins, Wade Collins' son, who goes by Throwdown. They decide, like, oh, if Cobra finds out Snake Eyes is dead, they'll think it's a win and they'll be motivated. So we got to pretend Snake Eyes isn't dead. So they make Sean Collins Snake Eyes. So Sean Collins puts on the Snake Eyes suit. But here's where it gets really fucking stupid. If I haven't told you how stupid it is now, it's about to get dumber. He gets into an accident and he burns his fucking face off and he loses his voice.
Oh, come on. Don't do that. Really?
Yeah.
100%. Come on.
100%. He loses his face and it's just a coincidence. He burns his face off, he loses his voice, and he's Snake Eyes. Yeah. Dawn is not I guess Dawn's been around for 10 years, but 10 years in comic book is like 2 months. Because you think about it, right? Like Peter Parker's like 35 now, and it's been about 50 years.
Yeah. Right. Cool figure. I didn't like it that much at first when I first had it in the hand, but awesome figure, awesome design. I like everything about it.
I love it. Absolutely love her.
Same with me, Dave. Like, she is totally like, this is the one, because like Out of Package, Sundown, and Airtight, and I'm like, loved them. This one at first was like, oh, we'll see. And then more I've had her, the more I like her.
Yep.
The only thing I don't like is because the back of her hair here is solid.
I know.
You can't always, like, you can't, she can only look in certain things to pose. Otherwise, you got to take the backpack off, and then you can like raise her head up and do things. Right. And I just like that, like I said, Mark, the double sword coming out. It's just so cool.
Yeah.
But that's the only thing. I mean, I think everybody, you guys have hit everything nail on the head, a lot of stuff. She's just, I mean, it's a good figure. The only thing I might say is like her bottom half seems a bit bigger, like proportion than her top half.
Right.
Like that's about it.
Long legs. Like the legs are so much longer than you would think.
Yeah, like I feel like she should be the equivalent of like 6 to 10 inches taller, like in the things.
Well, I feel like too, if you look, and this is not to be, graphic about it, but if you look at where her boobs sit, right, they almost look like they're down, like they should be up higher. And I think that gives the illusion of, I know that sounds crazy and I'm not trying to be, but it's just when you look at it, I don't know, that's what I see. It looks like they should be up higher, and it just gives the illusion of that short torso.
It's interesting.
Well, it helps the illusion of the short torso. But my one knee is definitely a little loosey goosey, which I don't like that. But man, the other one is stiff as hell. And so I opened it up just before I went on vacation, and I kind of last minute decided to take figures. I didn't think I was, I was like, all right, you know what? I'm just going to take some. If I don't have a chance, I don't have a chance. And I was trying to think of ones. I was like, man, there's so many figures that I hadn't photographed. How do I parse this? Well, I brought the desert guys because I was going to be on the beach. And then I grabbed like 2 of the older ones that I had never shot before. I brought all my Night Vipers, didn't wind up using them. And actually I did set them up, took pictures, and I hated them. So I never posted them. But then this one, I was like, you know what? Let me bring Dawn. I'm not familiar with it. I bet it's going to be cool. And sure enough, I had her fighting Slice and Dice outside on the deck. And my brother-in-law came over because he saw me with so there's a cottage in the back, and I was on the deck of the main house. And he saw me over there with these lights and doing this and that and the other. He came over and he's like, I want to be nosy. What are you doing? Yeah. and I gave him the whole spiel about, what we do and like all these things. And he was like, no kidding. So he's a few years younger than me. So G.I. Joe wasn't really as popular, but he like knew of it enough to when I explained what it was, he actually hung out and was like, man, that's kind of cool. I was like, yeah, man, this shit's awesome.
Albert says they took away my dump truck Scarlet and gave it to Don Moreno. I think Scarlet's got the dump truck too. I haven't gotten that figure. I wasn't able to get that one, unfortunately, which is fucking annoying.
Melted Copper says, I was on the fence until my neighbor saw me looking through their window.
Oh, yeah. So somebody mentioned here, Dawn's character has been around for 10 years. And somebody said, oh, well, if she's a teenager, maybe then we shouldn't talk about the dump truck as much.
Oh, yeah, well.
Yeah. Good point.
Yeah, that's fair.
Where's that?
Obviously not looking at it that way.
Thanks for the correction.
Yeah. Could have been left unsaid.
Yeah.
Well,
okay.
That's
So, yeah.
But I think we've got one more to talk about.
Oh, yeah. Actually, two more because this kind of came out the
Oh,
same
that's right.
time.
I forgot about Zartan. I was thinking about something else.
Does anybody else have this this beauty?
I do. Hold on. I got to grab it. It's
All right.
right here.
Well,
He's back in my office.
Nice. I think we'll Dave, you can take him because I think that's
this
sweet,
is a perfect example of a figure that I absolutely looked at and despised, and then they put it in a modern format. So we're looking at what, a 40-year-old design that was ridiculous, laughed at, just like Ninja Force Scarlet. Ninja Force Scarlet, it was ridiculous, and they're awesome. This figure, I mean, he don't have to be Zartan for you, but if Zartan's always going to be changing his appearance and he even loses who he is himself, then he can be Zartan. And this is an awesome figure. Look at the holstered weapons on his back.
Yeah.
He's got a bow.
Yep.
He killed the Hardmaster. I'm buying into it. He's got a side thing, this purple. It's all 90s. And dude, he practically says extreme. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I'm so 90s. It's extreme.
If he had a T-shirt on, it would be a No Fear T-shirt.
Yeah.
No fear, tiger stripe, purple, yellow, or something. Yeah.
Hyperglow.
But awesome figure how it's something that's old that was dumb and silly.
Yeah.
And you know what? We got this part right here with the knives on the leg.
Yeah,
That is just awesome.
Yeah.
So in Zartan, ever since the first version of Zartan on his file card, I do believe it says he's trained in mystical arts. So the cat does know stuff. If there's going to be a Ninja Force Zartan, it makes sense. I'm into it. I buy into it. Good job on reimagining something that's old and ridiculous and making me be like, damn, that's cool as hell.
For a big figure, man, he's pretty. He can articulate them legs and stuff pretty good. You can get him in some crazy ass poses.
Yes, Ninja Force, man. You're right.
So,
Ninja Art. Yeah, you got to get him, man. He's hard to get, unfortunately, but it was. I think every once in a while he pops back on Target for a minute. Target's annoying like that, but yeah,
Target's got some people mad.
All right, you hated this one but it's good. It's good. Nah, it's beautiful.
I picked mine up at Joe Fest because there's a guy. And he was telling me, he's like, I usually can order as many as I want, and they were like, no, you get 5.
Yeah,
right.
Like, $5. No, you get 5. So there was like, even some of the vendors were having a hard time getting him. After all the stuff was there.
So many good details here, though, man. They
I
get
agree.
this, here we go. This here, the
dude, look at that.
That's
amazing.
cool.
That thing's awesome.
red chain. He's got like very cool little belt buckle here, like a demon looking dreadnought head of some sort. He's got steel toe boots for kicking. He's so good. Yeah,
It's
so awesome, man. Look, this is an old design reimagined.
Face is great.
Form. It's cool.
That face.
It's a cool figure.
Yeah, it's it'll never be. It can't be Zartan to me. Just per my headcanon. But and I definitely at first didn't order him, and then he sold out so fast, and I was definitely like, all right, that's it. I'm not these obscure ones. I should probably just grab, because the same thing happened with Crystal Ball. Nobody wanted it, and then boom, it sold out immediately, and you couldn't get it anymore. Crystal Ball was one of my most asked for, so I did a ton of trading last year, and all 3 figures that were my most asked for were all figures that were incredibly hard to get. Now, Dial Tone became plentiful, but that figure, when it first came out, there was people who were like, offering me crazy amounts of stuff for a dial tone. I wound up getting like 5 of them. I one from one place, one from the other, and then another. It popped up on sale somewhere, and I ordered 3 more because I'm like, all right, everybody wants to trade for these. And the other 2 were Crystal Ball and mainframe, or Breaker, the Mass Device Breaker. When he came out, he wasn't as distributed as well, so he's a little hard to find. Anyways, this bad boy here, I got to looking at it, and it's like, man, it's just a great figure. He can just be another Dreadnought.
Yeah.
Well, I don't have his weapons on because I just to strip it down and show how awesome it is even without it. But the weapons are cool. The boots are great. That nice little cap, steel cap on the front, which is awesome. I absolutely love that. The jacket is very nifty. I think my brother Ellis, Dreadnought Ellis, in the comments, I think he made a cut. He did something with the legs and they look cool. Marky Potter did the same thing. But and that chain on one side is great. As you mentioned, Mark, the gauntlet is totally awesome. And I like the one thing that it was. Now I think Tomb Raider comes with a bow that draws back, but he comes with that extra piece.
He did come with that.
And it looks like it draws back. So they popped up on something, and I wound up getting 2 of them. I'll probably get rid of one of them. But this is, when I get a Dreadnought thing set up, Homeboy's definitely going to represent. He's too cool of a figure. I mean, when they first said it, I was like, I don't want anything like Ninja Force Zartan. And then they showed like a render, and I'm going to be honest with you, and I don't know what it is, but like, and again, it's probably because I don't have my glasses on, but like, a lot of renders and pictures of things that are in the box oftentimes give me a very different look at something as opposed to when I get it in my hand. Deep Six is one of them. I was kind of like, I don't really know how much I want that figure until I got it. Yeah, Grim Viper. Now,
a lot of people didn't like the Road Pig, the look of it in hand. He's kind of badass.
It's a cool figure. Yeah, it's a cool figure for sure.
You mentioned dial tone, and dial tone makes me think about how, if you look at again, dial tone's one when they blew them up, and I almost wish they could have done something here. Maybe done something interesting with the backpack. I don't know, because that dial tone was like it's exactly what you wanted, but they did like 2-3 things with it.
It should have been a retro carded figure.
Yeah. I agree. Dude, Joe's IT group, Dial Tone, Mainframe, Mass Device Breaker, they're all bangers.
Yep.
I love that Dial Tone backpack, the color of his vest, and just like that weapon with the phone that goes in the thing. That's an amazing, amazing figure. The Mass Device Breaker is also absolutely incredible. I have a photo. I took a photo of all 3 of those guys together, and it was like, I don't remember where I put it. Maybe it was Instagram or Facebook. It was like one of my most liked TikTok. Like everybody loved it, and I put the 3 of them together to kind of make it look like they were, like a white guy rap group, but for IT, and and it looked good. They just photographed really well. The only thing is, Breaker is an incredibly tall figure, especially when you stand him next to Mainframe. So it definitely is like, he's almost lurching over the top of him like his big brother. But it's awesome. But anyways, that's far away from what I was saying. They're all one of the ones that are hard to get their hands on. So I bought 2 of these and was like, eventually I'll sell one of them. But I love it. I think it's an awesome figure.
I will say I would have trouble making him any other character because his face is exactly the same.
That's true.
He just looks all right, let's get to the last. This is the last one. So for the wave here, or it's not really the wave, but it came around the same time, has to be talked about. And that is the despoiler. So what do y'all in the comments here think about this monstrosity? I just got mine yesterday. It took me forever to get it, and it's huge. It's unruly how big this thing is. Hold on, let me try to do this. I was surprised at how big it is. It almost justifies, but not really justifies the price.
It helps a lot. When you open it up and have it in your hand, it really eases that stain.
It is huge, but it's just I don't know that it needed to be this huge. I guess I kind of see it because the original one, I've never been a fan of the original one because he's just gonna die. You know what I mean? I think it's like in the original one, he's sitting up like this. He goes over on underpass, he's losing the head. This one, he's still losing a head. He's still getting bugs all over his Destro mask. Windshield maybe would have been nice. I think they probably could have and should have done what they did with the Triple T, give you an optional cockpit thing.
Canopy.
Yeah, thank you, because it still doesn't make a ton of sense. There isn't a lot of detail on it. I look at this back, I look at the bottom. It's a little bland, it's a little plain. But one thing I will say is the bombs, the missiles, these are all, they originally had these 2 missiles and a cannon. This cannon's pretty wild. Like, I wish it pivoted better. I mean, it all does.
That's one thing that's sorely missing. It should have pivoted.
Yeah.
It's got to go up and down.
Yeah, thank you. It should go up and down. Should tilt or something. This is cool. This is like a camera of some sort.
Yeah.
There's a lot of plain spots here that I feel like they could have judged them up. I don't know. What are your thoughts on this? The display.
Yeah, I mean, it has the same problem. It has the same problem that the original despoiler had. It just was like, it's just like this one at least looks aerodynamic. I mean, if you saw the original despoiler, it's not very aerodynamic. This one at least feels like, oh, this could actually fly. I just wish it was like this doesn't move. I thought this would have been kind of cool to make it move, but I mean, you're right. The size wise, I see this. I'm like, damn, like you could put where's my Skyhawk? Like, where's the X3s or whatever? Like, I can see him. I mean, think about it. You have this double the length. We could get a freaking real plane. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
For that, I do actually. What's odd is when you hold it behind the seat. There's a nice place for your thumb, so you can. If you're like, hey, I like to fly, you can actually do it while it's still he's in his seat, versus like having to hold it in weird spots. So that was very aerodynamic, So that was kind of cool.
Yeah. That is a good thing about it is like if you want something to play with, as much as like a lot of people, I think a lot of people really shit on it. I'm not gonna really shit on it. I don't hate it. I got it today. Oh, Billionaire XO says you all got me playing with my toys. Right.
Good.
This is one you'll play with because it's like a brick where it's like the vamp rolls off your desk kind of stuff.
Yeah. I can't hate this because this is very playable. This is like my kid, because again, it's like kids on the floor. You try to do that with a rattler and you're tired, you know what I mean? But this thing, he's gonna
even hold it up.
Right. Yeah. This can take out vamps, fly overhead, crash into things. This is a fun play item. I don't know that it's a great display item, which is how most people use it.
I don't know how. I don't have no idea. I mean, it's just gonna sit there.
There's some good stands out there for it. Ones they're not too high off the ground. It gives you just enough of a lift and tilt to put it on a shelf and make it look like it's doing something. And I think you can buy the files to print one yourself, Mark, if you've got a printer.
Yeah,
maybe I should get it. I can't resell them, but I can make them and give them to you guys. I think. I
love the as far as display item though too. It could have used more detail. I think like a little more. I think sometimes they really go all in on the detail, and sometimes they don't. And this
is one of the ones they did not.
Yeah, this is one of the ones they did not. So that's easily my biggest. What had me worried the most was basically it's this whole area, right? All this across the front and right here. Now, when you hold it to the light, you see the details in the plastic, but it just doesn't look right. It looked too plain. Once I got this in hand and I took it out of the box, I loved it. There's no doubt about it. I definitely was like, oh, okay, this is it. Now, that being said, I have that huge attachment to the original. I have that crazy story of finding it on vacation, blah, 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 blah. And I absolutely loved it. If I remember, the other one would be like if you took the wings off literally from here over, that's how big the original was.
Yeah, it's not big.
And if it's not big, I don't know how I would have liked it if that's how they did it. But if it was like $80, then I probably would have been like, okay, this is fine. But the tilt on the cannons, major no-go. I also feel like the tip of the cannons is a little goofy. It doesn't look, it looks more like a laser, but yet they have the belt fed on the side or whatever. Destro sits in there good. If you put it in front of a fan, his cape blows behind him, which is fine. Cool. Didn't come with blast effects to put into the back. You gotta hope that you've bought them from somewhere else. and the missiles are nice. I can say as soon as I took it, actually just even holding it in the box and how big the box was, I was kind of like, okay, I feel better that I paid X amount of dollars for it. Once I got it out and put it together, I definitely am like, okay, because part of accepting the spoiler comes with the fact that I am over the moon for the figure and this. I love that. I've taken a few pictures where Destro's standing and he's got this thing in front of him with both his hands folded over the top of the sword, and it's out in front of him like this. It's the perfect thing for that. So I don't know. I'm absolutely digging the hell out of it. I know it was expensive. My biggest problem with it, honestly, is that I hope that because so many people paid $110 for it, that it didn't screw up the pricing on stuff coming forward. Because like, if they'll pay all that for this,
no, this is a flop for them. They didn't make this was one of their worst sellers.
Well, then good. Then who knows, man? Maybe
that's what I heard anyway. Who knows? But
well, if
I know it was a flop, but it was one of their worst sellers. I think.
Sure.
I think maybe the price or so. I don't know why. I don't know how you would. To me, it's like this. You even if you don't think it's great, I still kind of have to have it.
Yeah,
I like. But anyway, well, Mark, what
you me too, man.
The figure, like I could not buy this, even if it was just for this guy. But like,
yeah, I mean, dude, he's incredible. Like this Destro, he comes with 2 heads. For me, I switched out. I put the closed mouth one because the open mouth one just for me was like
so
fine. But like the figure itself is amazing. I mean, I'm Pimp Daddy Destro is really near and dear to my heart, but this is like when this Iron Grenadier, the whole Iron Grenadier line, they've just knocked everything out.
100%.
But I will say, like, getting his little thing, this plugs in over here.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I worry long term for some of these things. When I first got it, the cape was just lying in the box, so that I realized I pop off this back part, and you can take it off if you want to do that. You can do that. But I mean, honestly, it's freaking cool. The shield that has the guns inside.
Sorry, I love that.
Like that's how it's cool. Like they have the guns inside the shields for a little extra stuff. Like very Destro-esque. This is overall it's a fantastic thing. It's just little things like like his holsters that doesn't stay in very well. But overall, I mean, it's an amazing figure. Like I mean, I would have got this just for this. The spoiler is cool, but this is another really like one of the best figures.
Yeah.
Just an awesome figure. Though I will say, getting his like legs are a little loose, and how his hips are, sometimes it's a little hard to stand him. But freaking amazing! Like you get him up, he's there. I mean, even with this heavy sword, he can do poses with the sword out and not fall over because he's got enough like. I don't know, base weight. I don't know, low center of gravity, like me. So freaking awesome. So.
Give him the 2 swords of shield. He should have come with knife hands. They've never made a figure that comes with a C grip hand that would hold a knife in a natural way.
So crazy.
I don't understand it. It's my number one complaint, and I don't complain a lot because in general I love the line. It's my favorite line that's out there. But I don't understand in a line where you have many people with swords and knives that you would not include a C grip hand, because you make them once, now you can make 1,000 of them and you can put them with every figure. So I don't get it.
That would be nice.
Best Fight in general needs more hands to come with each figure. Period.
Yeah.
Is it me or does it seem like that's one of their cutbacks lately? Like, hey, let's save a few cents per thing and just not give out one set of extra hands. Because I've seen that on the Marvel Legends as well. Not as many as the extra hands. It's like, oh, we'll just make it a super deluxe, and then they get to have 2 hands.
Bobby Valla told me that hands are like pennies. Because when you put them in the mold, because the thing that costs the money is the mold, right? So what he said he tries to do is he maximizes the mold. So you have 1 mold, and then the factory will come back and he'll say, here, you got like 4 or 5 items in the mold. He'll be like, no, I'm going to put 7 items in the mold. There's still room for a hand here and a hand here and a hand here. Right. Now, once you got a mold for hands, you could have a gloved hand, and you could have a bare hand, and you could have that same hand for every single figure that you ever made. So there doesn't make any sense. The other thing that I don't like about these is a punch I'm not swapping hands out in between. Like I know if you're a photographer, you're swapping hands out. I'm not a photographer, so I don't swap hands out. I don't. If you want a C grip hand for a punch or a fist, but a fist is a pain in the ass because now I got to swap it out all the time. I just want a C grip hand to hold your knife, to hold your baseball bat, to hold whatever.
I'll tell you, brother, it is a pain in the ass with the photos. Like, let's put it this way: my retro Flint has had that pointing finger in his hand since it came out of the package because I just haven't decided to change it back. It does go a long way, but the fact of the matter is, like you're saying, like given the inexpensive the cost, that I wish that we had that option to have, because there's definitely times where I'm like, this is. Like when you get a figure that has two hands that are literally like this, and he's just got his trigger finger sitting up, and it's like you try to do other stuff with it, and it's not that great. Like
Dawn Moreno, like because it feels like her swords are gonna like slide out sometimes.
Yeah.
She definitely has very, very dainty hands, so to speak.
Yeah.
It's not a knock. It's just.
I think that's one of the things with Destro. The broadsword has such a big grip. It fills up his whole hand, so you have to slide around. So you can have some like real good poses. What'll actually stay?
Yeah.
I mean, Mike, I expect you to have a lot of really cool shots with all this.
I do. I'll be honest with you. My finished photography has sort of taken a back seat because until I basically literally the time I spend in the remodel is time that I would be normally doing it. But I did do something. Like I said, my brother Matt from Mo's Mind sent me a box full of stuff, and I did set up a massive scene today. I posted one of the pictures on Twitter as like a teaser, but I have a 53-second video of moving the camera around the whole setup. It's a 5 foot by 4 foot deep, about 3.5 feet high setup. I think there was maybe 27 figures in it, something like that. So
wow, man.
Yeah.
Michael don't play.
Baldylocks Reviews is here or was here.
What's up, my brother?
Big fan of your show and reviews. A lot of wasted space. The thing is at least $35 overpriced. Yeah, it probably is. But I think I gotta admit they just had me. They had me over a barrel. What am I gonna do? I'm not gonna buy it. No, I'm buying it. I'm not.
Well, you're not getting despoiled. Would be like me not getting Flash. That shit ain't happening. Like they can charge they can charge whatever they want. I'm paying it.
Yeah,
don't care. I
know. I'm like whatever you go. It's like I feel like it's same with voting. It's like, hey, what are we gonna do? You know, evil one, evil two. I'm still voting. I feel like I gotta vote. Like,
right.
I guess you don't though. Actually, I think next time I might sit it out. I might actually sit it out. I think I'm finally learning my lesson on that one because fuck them all. But as far as GI Joe, they actually had me over a barrel. I am probably gonna buy. I don't buy. See, I don't buy any character. I usually don't buy repaints, but I'll buy the characters. What's your thoughts, Dave?
Man, when Destro V2 hit the scene, this was one of the biggest game changers because Destro had finally said, "I've had enough of your shit, Cobra Commander, and I'm going my own route." And we got this gold Destro. We got the Iron Grenadiers. And remember that one panel in Marvel Comics where Destro's looking out on the beach and he's in his new outfit? That was so fresh. Yeah. So for me, when I first seen Destro on the shelf, I don't think the comic had come out yet. I think I seen the toy first. I didn't know nothing about Destro going alone. But all my friends were saying, watch, Destro's going to go his own way. And he did. And it was V2 with this despoiler. I put the Toy Hacks labels on the despoiler, and I think it makes it worth it because in a lot of spots it was really kind of plain.
Wait, what is that? Toy Hacks
labels. So they're like
you can buy
these gold holographic, really nice labels on the wings.
Oh shit! Where do you get them? So you get
all on the engines.
The engine ones are sweet, dude. That's cool.
So an Etsy thing or what?
No, it's Toy Hacks. They're a company that makes repro labels and additional labels for like Transformers mainly, but they just got into classified. I'm not shilling for them. I'm not. They actually fuck up a lot of shit, but they sell these, and I think they were 25% off. But
I'm not shilling for them. I will shill for them if they want.
Yeah, so like, look at this holographic instrument panel that replaces the original.
Yet.
Oh wow, that's cool.
So it's all holographic and stuff like that. And then even like
Yeah.
the missile has.
Oh yeah, there you go.
Has these
nice.
3D.
Something.
It's a look at that 3D Destro head, and the rivets are all 3D. So
damn.
So it really takes any, like you were saying, how
I feel really bad about mine.
Now the front's plain. Look at these gold stickers around the missiles.
Oh yeah, damn.
Hey, I have a question. Did anybody of you guys, when you open your despoiler,
thanks,
think that those front ones should shoot?
I thought the original did. I thought the original there was a button. I thought they sprung out of there.
I know. So I was like pressing the front of this thing, going, "Is this shit?"
Oh damn! It looks like those look like lamps now.
It's neat, man. It's really cool, man. And then like that gold around the missiles, and look at the sensor suite now. You know, he's
damn.
So now when I see this thing, dude,
run you? Is it expensive?
Yeah, no, it's not bad. But I'm gonna tell you straight up, man. If you don't have patience doing all of this stuff right here around every engine as an individual sticker, I'm damn good at this kind of stuff. I've been building models my whole life, and this was a 6-hour sit down. I've got some
what? Yeah, that's crazy.
Okay.
I've got some incredible like Titan transformers that took me like 3 hours and stuff like that to put these label sheets on. This thing, most frustrating, complicated shit ever. I put a tutorial on X on how people can do it fast, but I'm telling you, dude, you will pull your hair out, and most people won't get it out.
Yeah, for you and me, Mark.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it was worth it. And like I said, when Destro V2, there was no way I was not buying this figure. When he hit the scene in the comics and it changed everything, the Demon came out, the AGP. He had all his own gear and equipment. It made me feel like Cobra Commander's actually going to have to buy from some competition or something. You know, it was awesome.
All right, that brings up one thing, right?
Nobody wants to see yours, Mark.
Yeah, I know. It's sad. I sad over the spoiler. But here's the thing. You're never gonna be able to fit this on a despoiler.
On a Demon, no. Demon. I know, dude. The Demon would have to be massive now, man.
Remember the Demon? It used to perch right on top of the Demon.
That was so cool, man.
I would love to have that, dude. That'd be so freaking awesome.
Because that's how I see Destro used. I don't see him flying around attacking stuff with that. He's flying around. Dude, he's paid real money for his assets on the field, and he is monitoring his assets while he's directing General Voltar and the Iron Grenadiers. This is a hovering observation vehicle, and he's heavily armed, can take care of himself and dust out if he need to. This thing, he's just out there hovering, watching the battle, checking out his assets. I love it. The despoiler, hell yeah, man. Yeah, it's overpriced, but there was no way I wasn't buying that.
Yeah, they got me over a barrel, man. Sad. Jersey Eddie says he has an extra Ninja Forces Artan selling cheap. There you go. Awesome.
Riptide O'Leary with a super chat. Thank you, brother.
Yeah.
He wanted to see Dave's despoiler. Very cool.
Yes, we did that.
I like that. The Demon would be divorce scale if they classified it.
Yeah.
It would be cool, though. The Demon was awesome, man.
Was awesome.
Somebody said that about the HasLabs. I think it was just before they announced it was the Snowcat, and it was speculation. And I saw one dude, I wish I could credit him. His post was this simple. It just said, "Will they please just release the Terrordrome so we can all get divorced already?"
Yeah.
Very funny.
That's funny. Where are you gonna put it?
I've seen some guys that have put some together, man. They're insane.
Yeah.
I've said it a couple of times. If you're not following Plastic Fantastic on Instagram, so the A is, he replaced the A with a 4. It turns out this dude grew up across the river from me. So I grew up in Troy. He grew up right across the river. And we have a mutual friend, which is how I saw something on the internet. And I was like, oh, yeah, no, that's a great band. And he's like, oh, that's my friend. And I'm like, where are you from? And next thing you know, anyways, he's printed every vehicle and classified size, vehicle and playset and classified size from 82 to 91.
Wow. Speaking of which, by the way, we'll close it out tonight in a couple minutes. But speaking of which, next week's live stream is going to be about 3D printing, and we're going to have
Matt from Mo's Mind and Chris from Sys 3D Arsenal.
Yeah, so we're going to have 3D printers on there. We may dive into some other 3D printing. So yeah, if you could check that out. But all right, what's your let's just go around the room. Best of the series, and you can start as Mark.
Sundown's the best for me. I mean, but the thing is, though he's not that great. I mean, the entire line, the entire wave is just incredible. Like it's just incredible. But
this was a fun wave for me.
Yeah,
like sometimes you get a few and you're like
you can play with these. Some you just get to pose to relive OG13 or whatever. These are ones like, I can go out and do stuff with him. Like it's fun. Like this one, I'm like, hell yeah! Like this, you can have some fun with these.
Yeah, this is a fun one. Dave, what's your fave?
I think like I said, these are for fun. This is a good wave. It's a solid wave. If I'm gonna go with a winner, it's gonna be Destro V2 because this is just an awesome package. Yes, it's overpriced. Yes, I spent extra money on stickers on it, but it's sentimental to me. Standalone stickers out of the wave. Sundown, man. He, like I said, he does not look like any Hasbro product that they're making, and this just feels like a shot across the bow to third party from Hasbro to me. He is so good and looks like this is like Monster Force level almost looking like detail and design. I don't know. It's hard to explain. Like this is better than Hasbro normally does.
Another thing to say about this guy, everything fits on him.
Yes.
Which I do not understand why they just don't do that with everything.
I think
crazy.
That is
I hate having to leave stuff like in a box or get a little Ziploc bag to hold the stuff in, and you're like, wait, I got to get a Sharpie to make sure. Oh, this is the other gun. That there's nowhere to put it.
Which is why I say that this is probably the stinker of the wave, and normally, I mean, this would be a cool figure, but he come on, it's a bat. You needed I don't care if he's Overlord or not. You needed a backpack to store that other gear, something new. And for the classified line, the chest
you can't store anything.
No,
I'm hoping some third party guys put something together for it. Like, give me the backpack. That's one thing I would buy just so I don't have to
watch it.
It would fit better when you have your bats together.
I feel like it being related to the bat, especially saying it's the leader of the bats. I think that's what fucks it all up in a sense, because you're looking for when you say the leader of the bats. I think my mind immediately starts to think about something that first of all looks like the bats. If this was like some kind of a story about like a Cobra experimentation gone wrong, he escaped the facility, disappeared, has like short-circuiting human thoughts and memories, but he's a robot, and he winds up as somebody who's maybe still fights for Cobra or whatever. But I don't know. When you say leader of the bats, it really makes it. Yeah, see, I almost like it with the Peter Weller-esque face where you can see when you put that other gold thing on, it makes him look like a war-torn Rocketeer.
Damn, your like cannons are crooked exactly the same way mine are.
It's terrible. Like I said, the first one that I got, this red piece was just a red booger, and it wouldn't fold out or nothing. It was like the dude did not give a shit when he put it in there, man. It was just jammed in. Then I got a replacement, and this one is just like you said, it's crooked, but I mean, the gimmick kind of wore off. I think it was more impressive on a smaller figure.
Yeah,
on a smaller figure.
Guns were better on the original. They looked like guns.
Yes, it was, and it was done in a way that was like, damn, you did that on an O-ring, and then and this is that kind of, like you said, like Lady Derringer, like it could have been better, but it is what it is.
There's qualities of him that are cool, but he's probably
what I would be interested in is like a real big fan of this figure, and I've never been really a big fan of him. I think he's cool, but like what a real fan of this guy thinks, what they think of him. You know what I mean? Because is he close to that? And they like it. I don't know, but I think he's kind of probably the stinker of the wave.
I kind of loved him as a kid, but one thing I think his color scheme blows though, and it always has. And he just would have been better if they made him, like you said, fit in with the bats, black, yellow.
Right.
Or if you want him to be green, great. Make him black, yellow, and have the green. That differentiates him as the commander. This is another reason why I don't like.
Yeah, use like a black face mask, like the black, green in the face mask or something. But
yeah,
this is why Night Reaper leader is not. I'm not excited about
because he's actually because you look at him. This is actually Iron Grenadier coloring.
Yeah,
it's close, green. It's closer to Iron Grenadier.
Yeah. I mean, the black and not the green, but
if you cover that,
you're right. Yeah. Oh, that's true. Paint this guy. Yeah, paint him. Whatever. He can swap. All right, Mike. What's your favorite
I mean, I gotta go with the Destro into spoiler because I do think they crushed the figure. I think the vehicle is good. Any kind of little bit of stuff. I like the stickers. I think I have these paint markers with a little red, a little silver. I'm gonna try to gussy up the details that are on the wing, and I think that's gonna be good. Listen, Sundown is also right there because he's just incredible. It's an amazing looking figure, and but as a whole, I hold the wave in that super high regard because I feel like what you got a little bit of everything, right? So you got a iconic figure vehicle with the Destro and the Despoiler. You got two like OG original like character figures from back in the day, like Airtight and the Hydro Viper. And then you got two newer guys in the Dawn Marino is a cartoon character, and then Overkill is like a later in the thing. But then you also cap it all the way off with like a brand new Adenora character with Sundown. So it's a well-rounded wave. I felt like, and I still think if you're thinking about in terms of what the best waves are, and maybe that itself could be something to think about. But like my favorite, one of the later waves that's come out recently, the Wetsuit Sci-Fi Mainframe Grim Viper.
That was a fun wave.
That's a banger wave.
Yeah, that was a good one.
Saw Viper, Leatherneck, Mainframe, and Heavy Duty, also a banger wave. And Blowtorch, Darklon, Footloose, Frag Viper. That could be.
That's a great wave.
That's just And then there is whoever came with the number 84 Firefly. I can't remember what figures. That was also a good wave. So, but I do put it up above a lot of other waves, and I think I do think it's fantastic. And it just I had to buy most of them over the weekend because, like I said, I've scaled back slightly, and some of them I don't know what it was when I first looked at Sundown, and I was kind of like, I don't know, I don't think that's for me. I was wrong. It is very much for me. It's an outstanding figure, and I'm glad that I have it. And honestly, I can't, Mark, I think it was you that had said, just buy another one and then you can put the hair on one. I fucking agree, dude. I think I'm definitely going to buy another wetsuit. I'm definitely going to buy another Hydro Viper. So I have two of those. And I definitely want another Sundown. It almost makes me want to buy the case of the whole thing again. And then, because, I guarantee you there's people out there that want to trade for Overkill. People that like, I don't want to pay the $30 for Overkill, but I've got this other figure that I'd be happy to give up for it to bring it in. Yeah. So, that's probably, I'm actually probably going to trade that. And I feel like there's a lot of innovation there. The sculpt is amazing on that Overkill. It really is. There's a lot of really good detail. It's just that neon freaking green, dude. Just it literally, it's something visual that goes right to my brain, and my brain goes, no, I don't want it.
Carlos is a good idea. Women have classified most wanted female characters. It would be great to get some women on as guests. There's not a lot of women in the G.I. Joe.
No, it's like my viewership's like 95% male.
There's a few women.
I think 5% is my wife and my mom.
Yeah,
right.
The one person we might be able to get, and I would love to actually get her on, is Sergeant Slaughter's daughter.
Nice.
Slaughter daughter
is very active in G.I. Joe world. Maybe we get her on. That would be fun.
There's a chance we could get the voice of Lady J.
She's a riot too.
What's that?
She's a riot.
Yeah. Absolutely. So I may actually hit her up, and we'll try to do that. I'm actually going to do working on a video on her father. So
right on, man.
I gotta say, like my only complaint about this guy, I still don't love the face sculpt because I want the face sculpt that came with the Mezco.
Yeah.
Yes.
Let me grab that really quick.
I got it right here.
I just want that angular.
Yeah.
Hector Garrido, just art.
Yep.
That is to me the face. I want them to make this.
That looks like a helmet. It looks like something on him.
Yeah, he looks like he looks more. It's more intimidating.
He's like imprisoned in a mask or something. It's impressive. Whereas this looks like a painted. It looks like he's wearing gold face paint. I agree. I mean, even the screaming face is like, it's kind of cool, but I want my Destro to look like he's wearing that Man in the Iron Mask. He's wearing that thing out of honor of having to his family wearing it. You know what I mean? So I want that metal face.
It shouldn't look like a human face. It should look
no. It shouldn't look like he's.
That's why I couldn't use the one where his mouth's open.
There you go.
I'm like, I gotta have it.
Yeah, the one with the mouth open is stupid. Like I'm not into that shit. His mouth doesn't. I don't like the idea that his mouth open.
Me neither.
You know.
Hey Dave, there's someone has a question. I had the
That's
same
awesome.
one. Where'd you get the shotgun for your sundown? Where's that from?
That one actually is the Valaverse lever action. It came with one of the lever action packs. Cletus from Cobra sent me this with this custom figure that he had made for me, and I had put the Star Wars coat on him, but he made this custom tracker figure for me.
Wow.
And he's pretty awesome. I put this coat on him, but this lever action, that is for the Valaverse, one of their, I think, Bravo weapon pack or something like that.
Thanks,
And
man.
you get like 2 1918 A2B ARs, and like it's worth it. That weapons pack is awesome.
Thanks,
I'm actually wondering if I could paint this, like get a second Destro, Mezco Destro, and put this head on it, paint it gold.
I'm kind of with you. I thought about the same thing.
I mean, I think maybe I'd have to shave down the.
Might have to.
You'd have to shave down that
the
neck peg.
No, you just pushed. Did you just push it down?
Well, I don't think it's meant to fit.
Looks like someone spent another $110.
Yeah,
Yeah.
It's a little awkward, but you know, you might be able to make it fit. And
I mean, just
gold.
drill into that Mezco head a bit more.
Maybe a little too big. Maybe
Worth
it's too big, but
No, that size wise looks okay. It looks like it needs to go a little lower on the neck. The neck, you know.
People have big heads.
But I'm telling you,
that's doable. Yeah,
I think Testers makes a really good gold for that.
Yes.
And then you can also get right at Home Depot or Lowe's. Krylon makes a line of metallic spray paints that have, and they make a gold one that is pretty close. Pretty close.
They're probably not going to be making a Mezco Destro anytime soon. So I mean, another Mezco Destro, which is sad, but
it is.
I would take a version 2 of this any day of the week from Mezco.
Look around.
Good money.
I see that Mezco Destro pop up for $40 to $60 every now and again. So.
Oh yeah, that guy. Yeah, I never got him. All right. Yeah. Well, okay. I think we got a chili scent. Whatever. Thank you, Jersey. All right. Well, I guess let's call it a night. What do you guys got going on in your Mark? You can start us.
Yeah. So if you're looking to learn about new toy shops, every week I'm putting out where I go around and visit toy stores. The highlight for Joe, obviously Joe's the main thing, but all the other stuff that's there, new toy stores, a lot of vintage collective places. So if you follow along, please let me know if there's other shops you want me to come in and film, because I film all for free. Because I always feel that the local toy shops bring so much like happiness and joy to everyone, but they usually don't have a lot of marketing. So I make the videos to help with their SEO, and I just do it for fun and have a fun time. And I end up spending way too much money when I go there. So I'm like, hey, make a free video and I'll help you with your inventory. So those come out, I think, on Thursdays. So.
What state are you in? What state are you out?
I'm in Illinois.
You got to come to Michigan. You got to come to Big Ben's, dude. I've been to a lot of like comic shops on this side of the Mississippi. Yeah. Big Ben's is an absolute world-class comic shop. It's one of the best I've ever been in, dude.
Cool.
Nice.
I will visit it.
Nice.
I'm actually going end of the month to Michigan, so
check out Big Ben's in Allen Park, dude. Awesome shop, and I'm not just saying that. It is incredible.
Thans, man.
Nice.
Nice.
Dave? What about you, Dave?
Actually, I just put out a G.I. Joe tribute song, "Lurping in the Jungle."
Right? Yeah.
And that was really fun because I had that in me a long time, man. That's one of my most favorite origin stories of anything ever. Is Snake Eyes and Storm Shadow and Stalker in Vietnam. But I've got my HISS video, my HISS breakdown analysis is complete, and I'm probably going to upload that tomorrow. And I really peel back the HISS in a way that I analyzed this vehicle in a way that I learned more about it in the last 2 months than I ever did the whole time the thing's been in existence. And I think I got a lot to add to the community on this one.
Awesome. Yeah, looking forward to it.
Thanks, man.
Destro.
Also writing articles for Serpentor's Lair on Wednesday.
Oh, yeah. Okay. Yeah.
About the G.I. Joe cartoon. I'm going back because I'm really a comic guy, and I kind of pissed away on the cartoon. I hate to say it. I watched them all, but I'm going back and I'm watching them, and I'm kind of saying, are they silly or gritty? And we're doing that over at Serpentor's Lair, and it's been really fun because I'm looking at the Joe tunes from an outsider kind of perspective and seeing them again for a long time. Some of them are good.
All right. That's right.
I am Destro Designs, Viper Den Studios. You can find those accounts everywhere. That is Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, and Threads. My YouTube channel is Destro Designs. You can catch live from Viper Den Studios on Saturday nights. Coming up in a few weeks, I have fan favorite Cletus and Cobra, who made on the birthday show dressed up as an actual Cletus G.I. Joe guy. It was amazing. He took a phone call from Cobra Commander. He put a lot of thought into it, and it was really, really awesome. The previous week, he was a guest on, and he has a very extensive, awesome collection. Anyway, he's coming back with another gentleman, YT, from the Twitter timeline, who has even Cletus says it's one of the most impressive collections he's ever seen, just anywhere for anything. It's like amazing. So I'm gonna have both of them on to show off some more of their stuff. Like the guy YT has like actual cartoon cells that in the original. Shit like that. So he's coming up. Lots of other stuff for sure. You can find me here on Mondays with my brother, as always. Mark, thank you so much. I'll let him tell you probably more about the interview coming up. I'm very excited for beyond excited for that, for sure. And I can't thank you enough for bringing me in for that too, man. That's really freaking cool. Writing articles for Serpentor's Lair. That is Tuesdays and Fridays is when they drop. I just wrote one today. You'll see it come out tomorrow about the silliness of some of the designs of things. I've mentioned them loosely, but kind of how the Havoc has the, it reminds me of the Rafiki holding the Lion King up, except they're holding cross country up to get shot. It's just stuff like that for sure. I've wrote a few stories about growing up in the 80s too, because that's just like I have a ton. I mean, I'm sure we all do, but a ton of stories about crazy stuff like that. I am writing and getting close to having almost like I'd say a quarter of the book done or half the book done for the booklet for the Shadow Strike toy line for my brother Roadblock. Again, shout out to Brother Block for grabbing Ep 6 and sending it to me. Very excited about that. But yeah, that's Tuesdays and Fridays. And finished photography is coming back. I have been working on putting a few things aside so I can come down, just set up a few walls and focus on the figures. Now, the big dial I did is because, like I said, I've got these big play sets. So I had to take a big shot, but I'm going to be putting a bit more up there so you can see just a handful of figures up close. So that's coming back as well. But that's it. Brother Mark, what do you have?
What do I got? So, so we're going to be talking to the Hasbro crew on the 27th, Thursday. And then that will be not live. So I'll have to edit it, and I'll probably go up the next couple days after that. And then I am going to be, you and I are going to be watching the G.I. Joe movie.
Yep.
For if you want to become a member. We'll be giving away some toys on that stream. That'll be open to members to participate and watch and talk along in the chat. And then we'll also post it later. And then we are also I'm sort of really going in on that everything series where I do deep dives on the characters. Sergeant Slaughter is coming up. And if you have a picture of yourself in the Cobra Clutch, there's going to be a montage of people in the Cobra Clutch. You can send that to me and I'll put it in the video if you want that in the video. That's about it, I guess. Well, I'm working on everything you need to know about Snake Eyes, which is going to take a week. It's going to be like a nightmare to edit. So
we believe in you. We believe in you, Mark.
That's a lot of content, man.
There's a lot. There's
a lot of content.
Figures and
literal hundreds of figures.
Yeah, literally hundreds.
Yeah.
I bet that there's actually some fun stuff to actually figure out about that character overseas.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
well,
there's a lot.
I have to say, I'm probably more excited for the Snake Eyes thing than anybody else, because every single one of your dive videos or even just videos in general, I always come away not just wildly entertained. I've learned things to a degree that I often go, how did I not know that shit? Like when you did I always go back to the Predator one, which I thought was awesome. Like right off the rip, you're like, yeah, they're called a Yautja. And I was like, it has a name. It's not the Predator. Yeah. So stuff like that. It's just, that's why if anybody hasn't gotten over there and looked at any of that stuff yet, absolutely make sure you are checking out those videos. There's days at work when if I can't decide what to like listen to, like sometimes I can't have music blasting because I'm old now and I have to concentrate. So I'll just put Mark's channel on and I'll just let it play the different videos and stuff. And even still, every once in a while, I'm like, I missed that last time, and that was excellent. So yeah, make sure you are watching. So
Well, thanks,
stoked for that one.
We got to vote for more episode of Snake Eyes and Gary. That's from my Snake Eyes Talks video. And yeah, I might do another one of those too. I'm probably gonna do another story one soon. I'm working on how Cobra gets its funding. So that should be an interesting one. So
That sounds like fun, actually.
That's awesome.
Yeah, but that's about it. All right. Well, I guess we'll call it a night.
Thanks a lot, Mark. I have a fun time every time.
Thanks, Mark. Good to see you guys. Nice to meet you, Dave. Good to see you again, Mike.
Thank you. Good to see you guys for sure.
Take care, guys.
Chat. Replay squad.
Later, Chad. Thanks, everybody.
All right, sweet. Argentina, nice. Okay. See ya.